Now it's time for the Laredo Lemurs pregame show. Laredo Lemurs baseball is brought to you by Popeye's Chicken, AEP Texas, Armadillo Homes, Ascending Technologies, Ashley's Furniture of Laredo, Capital Care EMS, Chavarias Plumbing, Core Business Solutions, Driscoll Health Plan, Falcon International Bank, Family Chevrolet, Gold's Gym, Guerra Communications, HEB, iGadget Repair Center, Kaplan College, Laredo International Airport, Laredo Pony League, Laredo Sports Medicine, Mike's Paint Place, Pepsi, Pro Mega Signs, Southern Distributing, Southern Sanitation, Talk and Talk Wireless, TAMU Housing and Residence, Texas Farm Bureau, Texas Inflatables, Texas Outlaw. Here's Bill Harrington with the Laredo Lemurs pregame show.
All right, Lemurs fans, thanks for joining us tonight. Bill Harrington along with Cameron Songer coming to you live from Uni-Trade Stadium here. And tonight, the Lemurs get ready to play the fourth game of a four-game series between themselves and the Grand Prairie Airhogs. The Lemurs won in grand fashion last night. We'll get to that here in just a second. But the Lemurs made a trade, and it was a big one. They pick up an infielder. His name is Dustin Geiger, and Geiger, who was playing for the Wichita Wingnuts, was hitting .351. He was doing absolutely amazing. He has 7 home runs, and he is off to a great start in the American Association. And the Lemurs traded away right-handed pitcher Omar Bencuomo. Now, Bencuomo was doing nice for the Laredo Lemurs as well, so it's a good swap for both teams. The Wichita Wingnuts get what they're looking for in a pitcher, and the Laredo Lemurs get what they're looking for in a first baseman that can really slug the baseball. He's a right-handed first baseman as well, so the Lemurs looking forward to seeing him hit here in this ballpark as the wind usually blows out to left field, and the guys usually see benefits from that here at the ballpark. But like I said, last night a fantastic game, a win for the Lemurs as they go on to get the 6-4 win. The Airhogs scored a run in the first. They put up another one in the second, and one more in the fifth off the starting pitcher, Scott Gardner. And then the Lemurs came up to the plate in the bottom of the sixth inning with 2 outs. Brett Wallach got the first 2 batters out. Brett Wallach was the starting pitcher for Grand Prairie. He was looking like he was lights out. Looks like he was going to go 6 or 7 innings last night. Well, he only ended up going 5 2/3.
Last 10 games have been Nieves. Phipps is hitting.
And then Juan Silverio stepped up.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to the left side. That's going back to the track, to the wall. A no-doubter. Grand slam, Juan Silverio. Lemurs take a 4-3 lead. How about that?
Yeah, how about that exactly, Cameron Songer. A great call by the young man Cameron Songer, and a great play there. A ball batted well into left field off the bat of Juan Silverio to give the Lemurs the 4-3 lead. Well, after that, they wouldn't look back. And they would go on and win this ball game, and they would only need a couple of more runs to help them do it as they picked up 2 more in the 7th inning. In the 7th, they would see Byron Wiley reach on a single. Then Luke Bailey would also reach on a single, so that would put runners at first and second. And coming up to the plate was Jeudy Valdez. Well, Valdez stepped up to the plate, and a lot of things went down in this at-bat. And the pitch swung on. He checks his swing. Valdez will hustle up the first baseline. Zane Chavez grabs it, throws it. It tips off the glove of the first baseman Diaz. It goes down the right field line. Being waved home is Bailey. The right fielder gets to it. Here comes the throw. It's offline as well. Bailey scores a run. The Lemurs are up 5-3. And if you didn't follow exactly what happened there, it was a little bit hard to follow. There was so much stuff going on. When Valdez checked his swing, the ball rolled out in front of home plate. The catcher, Zane Chavez, grabbed it and threw to first base. Diaz couldn't handle the throw, and it went over his head, and that's when everything went down, and the runner ended up coming in to score for the Laredo Lemurs. Well, the action kept on going there for Laredo in the inning. Jared Medeiros was the next batter, and this is what happened. 1 ball and 1 strike, and it starts to fall a little bit harder. Here's a line drive off the bat of Medeiros. It's into center field. That's going to be a hit. Valdez is going to come in to score. Medeiros with a big turn, but he'll retreat back to first base. He gets a base hit. He gets an RBI, his first hit of the night. And so Jared Medeiros comes up with a base hit and an RBI. That extends the lead for the Laredo Lemurs. It was 6-3 at the time. The Grand Prairie Airhogs would put 1 more run up on the board in the 8th inning, and it would be a 6-4 final with the Lemurs getting the win. Luis Poyorena got the win on the hill for the Laredo Lemurs. He came in right after Berbria locked down the save, taking the loss in the ball game. Songer and Zach Davis
From tonight's game.
Well, take some pressure off our pitching.
Obviously, out that could have been the game, and
I was really hoping he was going to hang. I think he throws a little two-seamer. I think he came back over the middle of the plate and one crushed it. But it was raining, and I was going, wow, if he hits a home run here, this is pretty good for us right here. I'm thinking, wow, been silent all game. We got 3 or 4 hits and one swing of the bat, and we get a W with the rain pouring down. So, we erupted in the dugout, and things like that get a ball club going, and it did. We scored 3 more after that, and it was great. It was great to see guys come to life, man. I mean, those are big wins. It's big momentum shift, big momentum win. So hopefully we can carry that same energy into tomorrow.
The rain delay, or the start of the rain, was a big momentum shifter, I think, and then that's when the rally kind of started. What was going through your head, knowing that there's might have been a deadline on that game?
Well, we knew there was a 12 o'clock deadline. I was, hoping to get the game in and keep the momentum. And, you don't want to stop that game. We don't. We want to carry that energy and that momentum into the field and let the guy pitch with that kind of energy. So, it actually worked into their favor, with them pulling the tarp. So, but things worked out, and thank God for John Brebbia. He's pretty good, man. John's been just excellent, outstanding. I don't even have the words to describe how good he's been so far.
Did you feel like, obviously it was a big momentum shift for you, but did you see that it might have been a momentum shift for them as well? It seemed like they kind of their play just went, there's 3 errors on consecutive plays. It seemed like they kind of just fell apart there.
Well, absolutely. I think the wind came out of the sails when Silverio hit the home run, and I think the weather got to him a little bit. I mean, actually, if Byron didn't get thrown out at second, we probably would have scored more runs.
Yeah.
So, definitely the wind came out of sails. They got a commanding lead, and guys been pitching real good, and we haven't done anything offensively. And then one swing of the bat, and now they're fighting and scratch to try to win a game. So it was, I think it was very deflating for them, without a question, very deflating.
Late in the game, there was obviously that kind of chaos between Magruder and the umpires. What was your take on that, watching from the
I was just glad it was them and not us for a change. I was so happy that somebody else was in the middle of all that mess instead of us being in the middle of all that bad mess with the umpires. So, I kind of got to sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
How do you keep your guys focused after a rain delay, or coming back from a rain delay like that?
We got 2 more innings left, and let's get going. Let's get stretching. Let's get moving around. And, we still got 2 innings in this game. So, we need to go out and win. This game's not over. And, just try to get everybody to get that energy, get that, energy going again.
Coach, a new pitcher added before today's game, and more moves on the way. What can you tell us about those personnel moves?
Well, yeah, with the way things have been going for us offensively, I actually traded Omar Bencomo back to Wichita for Dustin Geiger. He's tearing it up over there. He's in 350 with 7 home runs and 30 RBIs, and I felt like we needed to get one and KT and Fipsy some protection. I felt like we need another bat, and I felt like our pitching's been very good, and I felt like, for me, Geiger's going to play every day, so he's going to play 65 more games or whatever's left, and Omar's going to pitch 8 more times. So for me, it was kind of a no-brainer, because we got a guy that's going to help us win every day, and Omar, is going to pitch maybe 8, 9 more times. So. I think it was a good move on our part. It was kind of a no-brainer. We had an LS4 problem too, where we had 8 LS4s, and we got Devo coming off the DL on Tuesday, so I was going to have to make a move anyway. So just kind of the stars aligned. It was kind of a no-brainer move for us, with the LS4 problem, with us struggling at the plate, and it was and the depth of our pitching. If we didn't have that depth, we probably couldn't have made that move. But our depth's pretty good, and we feel like our pitching's pretty good.
You talked about a pitcher coming in.
Oh yeah, Stout. We picked up a young kid. He was recommended us by Todd Green. Used to catch for the Angels. He's a scout for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and we got Madero's from him, and I've gotten a couple guys from the past, and he's always had good guys. We really liked what he did when he threw a bullpen today. Good 12-6 curveball, good two-seamer. He's got a very good split. He's a young kid, and we felt like we needed a guy today, and we were very pleased with that. So we're looking forward to seeing him on the mound, and we don't expect him to light up the world right away, but Mike's done an unbelievable job with our pitching staff, and I'm sure he'll do a good job with the young kid. But he's got 3 very good pitches, and we feel like he's going to help us. So we'll probably move Beckman into the rotation spot start, which we think will be very good there because he's a sinker slider guy, gets a lot of ground balls. So feel like his pitch count won't be up, and we feel like he'll do a pretty good job. And
All right, that's Lemurs manager Pete Incavia along with Cameron Songer and Zach Davis from the Laredo Morning Times. Now for the national anthem.
What so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets cracked like the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's now time for the 2 most famous words in
Starting lineups and first pitch coming your way next.
Laredo Lemurs Baseball is on the air, brought to you by Popeye's Chicken, AEP Texas, Armadillo Homes, Ascending Technologies, Ashley's Furniture of Laredo, Capital Care EMS, Chavarias Plumbing, Core Business Solutions, Driscoll Health Plan, Falcon International Bank, Family Chevrolet, Gold's Gym, Guerra Communications, HEB, iGadget Repair Center, Kaplan College, Laredo International Airport, Laredo Pony League, Laredo Sports Medicine, Mike's Paint Place, Pepsi, Pro Mega Signs, Southern Distributing, Southern Sanitation, Talk and Talk Wireless, TAMU Housing and Residence, Texas Farm Bureau, Texas Inflatables, Texas Outlaw Grill, Tokyo Garden, Total Termite Pest and Control, Uni-Trade 40, Whataburger of Alice. And now here's Bill Harrington with all your Laredo Lemurs play-by-play action.
All right, Lemurs fans, thanks for joining us tonight. Bill Harrington along with Cameron Songer coming to you live from Uni-Trade Stadium. Game 4 of a 4-game set between these two clubs. And the Lemurs are up in the series 2-1. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. For the Airhogs, Jamadric Magruder is going to lead off. He'll play second base. Ridge Ho'opa'i is going to play out in left field. He'll bat second. Brian Myro is the DH tonight. He'll bat in the 3-hole. Victor Diaz is at first base. He'll bat fourth. Zane Chavez will do the catching and bat in the 5 spot tonight. Batting sixth is Robbie Estrada playing shortstop. Chris Older will play in center field and bat seventh. Miguel Castano will play third base. He'll bat eighth. And Josh Etherly will play right field and bat in the 9 spot for Grand Prairie. The defensive lineup for the Lemurs goes like this tonight. Bailey's in left, Phipps in center, Taylor in right field. Silverio playing third base. Maderos is at short. Valdez is at second. And Geiger, the new player for the Laredo Lemurs, Dustin Geiger, is at first base. Brian Peterson behind the plate and Matt Lucen up on the hill for the Laredo Lemurs this evening. Working underneath some partly cloudy skies tonight. We looked at the forecast. No threat of rain this evening, but that's what we said last night. We thought that we were going to at least get till 10 or 10:30 before the rain came, and it came a little bit earlier than we thought last night. So here's Jamadric Magruder stepping into the batter's box. Magruder batting .225 on the season. Magruder was thrown out of last night's game. In the 8th inning, he started arguing after he got called out on strikes, and he was tossed out. The first pitch here is in there for a strike, and the game time for you is 6:08 p.m. Matt Lucen throws a strike, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Here's the kick and the throw home, and a curveball misses outside. Yeah, so Magruder took the rest of the night off. The Grand Prairie Airhogs had to play a little defense without him, and it was in the top of the 8th inning that he got tossed, so he had to play the bottom of the 8th, and the next pitch is swung on and fouled back. Gets a little piece of the catcher, Brian Peterson. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Magruder. So there was some defensive changes there for the Airhogs for the rest of the night. Castano came in. He ended up playing second base for Magruder to finish off the night. So Ridge Ho'opa'i is on deck, and Brian Myro's in the hole right now for the Grand Prairie Airhogs. Airhogs tonight wearing their red tops with black numbers and letters. They have gray pants on. Here's the 1-2. Curveball misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score, just underway here from Uni-Trade Stadium. Get you the umpiring crew for you. After this pitch, here comes the 2-2 delivery. That one is a little bit high, fastball. Mike Campbell behind the plate tonight. Mike Jarbrough over at first base, and Nate Rassels over at third. So there's your umpires for tonight's ball game. And Lucen will throw home again, and that one is swung on and missed. He loses the baseball bat as well. The catcher, Brian Peterson, holds on to the tip ball. Magruder just went through his full swing, and on the very last part of his swing, the baseball bat came out of his hand. So no one's hurt, and that's always a good thing when a guy loses a bat. You want to make sure everybody's okay. And Ridge Ho'opa'i stepping up to the batter's box. Your game time temperature today, it's 95 degrees here in Laredo, and it feels like 102. It's a little roasty toasty, but still we haven't cracked that 100-degree mark with the actual temperature. Of course, with the humidity in the area and the heat index, it gets up to 102 here at the ballpark today. 1 out. Here's the pitch. And Ho'opa'i takes low for a ball. I bet Ho'opa'i wishes he was on the island of Hawaii right now, or one of the islands in Hawaii. Wouldn't be too bad looking at some blacks outside. Yes, with a 1-1 pitch. That would be very nice to sit there with a 1-1 pitch. No, with a, what's the big drink? Oh, the Mai Tai. Yes, the Mai Tai is huge in Hawaii. The 2-1. Breaking ball, and that one cuts the outside corner. That was a slider there from Matt Lucen. So Ridge Ho'opa'i looking at a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Ho'opa'i, of course, from Hawaii, and that's why we talk about it. As he pops this one up in a shallow right field, coming in Taylor, going out Valdez, and it's going to be Jayudi Valdez making the catch in shallow right. So 2 down, and Brian Myro will be the next batter. Myro batting .234 for the Grand Prairie Airhogs. He's out of Saginaw, Texas. Not a lot of palm trees in Saginaw, Texas. At least I would guess there's probably not a lot of palm trees in Saginaw, Texas. Probably not. Might be a lot of trees there. People are surprised when they fly into Laredo. A lot of swung on a line drive and a right. Yeah, when you're flying into the Laredo International Airport, you see off in the distance, and there's just tons and tons of greenery. And you think of South Texas as from up in that airplane. On the hill, Lucen starts the day with a record of 2 wins and 2 losses, a 4.6 away. 1 ball and no strikes. That was a slider there from Lucen again. And that one is on the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Lucen will set. He'll throw back. Diaz right on that pitch. But he's batting .290 than he does at home. Lucen sets. He throws. And that one is low, blocked by the catcher Peterson. Diaz attended Roberto Clemente High School in Chicago, where he was honored as the Illinois All-State Baseball Player each of his 4 years there. As a high schooler, he was invited to a dinner by fellow Dominican star Chicago Cubs outfielder Sammy Sosa. As that pitch misses a little bit low. So pretty cool there. You got to go eat with Sammy. He attended Grayson County College, where he was on the first-team National Junior College Athletic Association All-American team. He was selected by the Dodgers in the 37th round back in 2000 and was traded to the Mets organization in 2003. The runner goes. The pitch is swung on, and a ground ball, a C&I single into left field. That just split the third baseman and the shortstop of the Laredo Lemurs, and it's going to be a base hit for Victor Diaz. So back-to-back hits for the Grand Prairie Airhogs. And coming up to the plate is Zane Chavez. We have no score here on the top of the first inning, but the Airhogs threatening with 2 down. Matt Lewson was able to go ahead and get through the first 2 pretty easily. And then Brian Myro came up and saw the second pitch, and he lined it into right. Now Victor Diaz has a single. Here comes Zane Chavez to the plate. Zane Chavez, probably the best hitter on the club right now for the Grand Prairie Airhogs. He's been doing well since joining the team earlier this year. He's batting .276 over 32 ball games. He was a Royals draftee. Lewson will fire home on a curveball, finds the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. So 2 hits up on the board for the Grand Prairie Airhogs. Lemurs looking to get back into the dugout for their first at bats. And Lewson out of the stretch will throw again, and that one swung on and grounded foul, but it was hit pretty hard and went right by the third base coach over by the third base dugout where the Airhogs sit. No balls and 2 strikes. So Matt Lewson in command here with the batter, Zane Chavez, an 0-2 count, so Lewson does not have to come in on this pitch. The Airhogs have a little bit of an advantage because they have runners on. Here's the 0-2. Called strike 3, and that's going to do it for Chavez. And Chavez steps back and takes a look at the umpire and will go back into the dugout and think about that one as he gets his catcher's equipment on. That's going to do it for Grand Prairie. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We're going to go to the bottom of the first inning. Lemurs coming up to the plate. We have no score.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Need a little spark in your life? Then come on out to Uni-Trade Stadium for Friday night fireworks. Tickets start as low as $5, and you'll get to see great baseball and great fireworks all in one night. To get tickets, call 956-7-LEMURS or go online at LaredoLemurs.com. I'll see you at the ballpark. Hey, Lemurs fans, every Thursday night at Uni-Trade Stadium is a Thirsty Thursday. Come on out and enjoy cold Miller Lite draft beers for only $1. That's right, beer for $1. You can get tickets online at LaredoLemurs.com or by phone at 956-7-LEMURS. I'll see you at the ballpark.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade. Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology trained professionals. With over 30 chavarriasplumbing.com. And go Lemurs!
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the Lemurs starting lineup. They're going to start off today with Jeudy Valdez leading off and playing second base. Abel Nieves will bat second and work as the designated hitter. Kevin Taylor's out in right field playing third. He's out in right field batting third. Dennis Phipps is in center field batting fourth. Dustin Geiger, the newest member of the Lemurs, playing first base and batting fifth. Juan Silverio will play third base. He'll bat in the sixth spot tonight. Brian Peterson will do the catching and bat seventh. Luke Bailey's in left field batting eighth. And Jared Medeiros, he's the shortstop. He'll bat in the 9 hole. So Lemurs will send Valdez, Nieves, and Taylor up to the plate right now. And I look forward to seeing Dustin Geiger coming up to the plate for the Laredo Lemurs here shortly. So Valdez, in yesterday's ball game, ended up going 0 for 4, so he's looking for a base hit here tonight to turn his night around. From yesterday, the batter's box, batting .211, Blake Oliver. He'll fire away. Oliver has some long hair flowing out from the back of his head up there on the pitcher's mound. And he'll fire away. And that pitch is swung on, popped up, falls into the stands just about 3 or 4 feet back and out of the range of all the players that went after it. Estrada, Castano, Ho'opa'i. Those 3 guys were all chasing it down. So the starting pitcher tonight for Grand Prairie, Blake Oliver, starting off with a 3-3 record and a 5.76 ERA. He's pitched in 10 games, and he's making his 5th start tonight of the year for Grand Prairie. No score in the game. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Jeudy Valdez looking at a count of no balls and 2 strikes. Valdez out of the Dominican Republic and signed as a 17-year-old draftee or non-drafted free agent by the San Diego Padres. Here's the 0-2. Swung on it, and that's fouled back. Valdez went way out of the strike zone to get a piece of that baseball. Valdez, over the last 2 games, he's 0 for his last 8. He had 1 for 4 that day. Breaking ball misses low and hit as well from Rolette, Texas. 6'2", 290 pounds. He went to Sterling College. That's in Kansas. It's an NAIA school. As a fastball comes humming in, and that one misses outside. The Sterling College mascot is the Warriors. They're Warriors. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reminds me of the 80s hit, I Am a Warrior. The 2-2 swung on in a soft liner up the middle. Takes 1 hop on the infield and will skip through into center field. So Jeudy Valdez with a base hit to lead things off for the Laredo Lemurs. And that'll bring up Abel Nieves for Laredo tonight. So Nieves making his way up to the plate. Will bat from the right side, as always. Nieves starting the day with a .360 batting average, playing in his 36th game tonight for Laredo. He's got 49 hits this year and 136 at-bats. Having another stellar year. Year in and year out, this guy is awesome. Remember, he was a batting champion for the Wichita Wingnuts back in 2013. And he's been a player that I've admired watching since I've joined the league. And been able to see him play as he sees the fastball go by here. It misses low. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nieves. Kevin Taylor on deck right now for the Laredo Lemurs. No score in the ball game. We're in the bottom of the 1st inning. Oliver gets the sign. At least he's trying to get something that he likes out of the catcher, Zane Chavez. A runner at first base and nobody out. Oliver will set, working out of the stretch. A couple of head nods, and he's going to hold and now fire away. And that one buzzes Abel Nieves as Nieves spins back out of that one. Now Nieves, currently 4th in the league in hitting with that .360 batting average. You find him all over the leaderboards in the American Association. Both him and Dennis Phipps are 1 and 2 in base hits this year as a throw goes over to first base, and diving back in head first is Valdez. Blake Oliver with a pretty good pickoff move over there. He's ready to throw the 2-0 pitch. And he delivers, and that one is low and outside. Well, he will sure hold the ball if there's a guy out there over at first base. A lot of runners will try to time the pitcher's first move, and that's why guys hold the ball for so long up on the hill. They're trying to see if the runner will take off. Why they still have the baseball or before they even started their motion, so they can just step off the bat. Nieves has 49 hits. So it's going to be a full count now to Nieves digging into the back part of the batter's box, making sure that right foot is planted. Taps the front end of the plate that's closest to him. And we'll see if Valdez goes on the 3-2 pitch again. Another snap throw over to first base, and Valdez dives back in head first again. So Jeudy Valdez, he calls timeout. I thought he was getting his lead out there. He called timeout and walked out about 10, 15 feet away from the bag to do some house cleaning, and I didn't realize he had called timeout. I was like, what is he doing getting so far off the bag? 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's got a lean going right now at first base. Oliver throws, the runner goes, the pitch is swung on a broken bat. 1 hopper past the shortstop Estrada. It's into left center field. Valdez is running. He'll head over to third base. The bat is broken in 2 with the barrel of it over by the third baseman. So runners at the corners for the Lemurs with nobody out. So the Lemurs are in business here in the early going of this ball game. Lemurs start the day with a record of 19 wins and 16 losses. Grand Prairie sits in last place in the American Association South Division. They're 13 and 21 on the year. Amarillo is right between Laredo and Grand Prairie. Amarillo is at 15 and 19 on the season. Got the Joplin Blasters still leading the way. They played well against the Wichita Wingnuts in their series between the two. So Joplin ended up losing last night, though, 16-8, but the Blasters won the first 3 games of that series against Wichita. When I say 3 games, there was a doubleheader in the first game of the series on Thursday night from a previous rainout that they had between the two clubs. Runners at the corners, nobody out.
Each team has 2 hits, and Blake Oliver up on the mound. He'll throw to Kevin Taylor, and that's a fastball that pegs the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Dennis Phipps is on deck for the Laredo Lemurs. So Taylor back into the batter's box after taking a brief timeout. Just a little bit of a breather. It wasn't a real timeout. It was just a personal step out of the batter's box and right back in, getting ready for the next pitch. He sees this one here, and that one misses low and outside. Taylor starting the day batting .354 for Laredo. And he's up there in the top 10 in hitting as well. In fact, the Lemurs have the most players in the top 10 in hitting. They have 4 to be exact, and all of them are butting up back to back to back to back in the standings in the top 10. A 1-1 count to Taylor. And a long hold again, and the throw home, and that one is low and outside. Abel Nieves will take off from time to time. He can steal a bag or 2. Yeah, so in the top 10 in hitting, Vinny DeFazio is leading the way. He's from St. Paul. He has a .400 batting average. Then Drew Hyde from Amarillo, who, by the way, just got picked up by an affiliated team. If my memory's correct, it was the Philadelphia Phillies that picked up Drew Hyde out of Amarillo. 2 balls and 1 strike. So he's no longer in the league. He went to play somewhere else. An affiliated ball. A breaking ball misses low and inside to Taylor. And then Phipps, Nieves, Richardson, and Kevin Taylor are all butting up back to back to back to back in the top 10 in batting in the American Association. Devontre Richardson right now is on the disabled list for the Laredo Lemurs. Remember, he got hit in Amarillo on the wrist, and he took the next day off, then played, took the next day off, then played, and has been out ever since. Line looks like it's going to get out of play there and make the catch. That's Ho'opa'i making the catch. Tagging up at third base is Valdez. He'll come home to score, and Abel Nieves will take second base on the play. Well, it looked like the ball had a lot of curve to it and ends up staying in play for Ho'opa'i. And that's going to be a sac fly and an RBI for Kevin Taylor. So he gets another RBI to his credit. And that creates the first out in the inning. The Lemurs, the biggest thing of all of that, the Lemurs take a 1-0 lead. Now here's Dennis Phipps. We're going to sit down tomorrow with Dennis Phipps and do an interview with him. So make sure you tune into the pregame show for that interview. We're going to talk to Dennis about his time in the big leagues. And we're going to have that interview for you in the pregame show and also on the American Association report in case you miss it. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Not 3 balls and 1 strike. That's the first pitch. You get so used to repeating what's on the scoreboard. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. There we go. That was the first pitch to Phipps. Nieves is at second base with 1 down. The Lemurs are up 1-0. And that is all the truth. Oliver looks back at second base for a long time now and now throws, and that pitch is a fastball that misses inside. Might have been a little bit high as well to Dennis. So I'm looking forward to sitting down with Dennis tomorrow. We're going to meet up after batting practice and have a conversation and talk a little bit about his time in the big leagues with the Cincinnati Reds back in 2012. A fastball cuts the outside corner. Good pitch there, slightly below the belt. So a 2-1 count now to Phipps. 1 out in the inning. Phipps batting .362 over 35 games. He's got 51 hits. I told you earlier that leads the league. 11 doubles and 5 RBIs. 5 home runs, 29 RBIs. He's got an 11-game hitting streak going right now, looking to extend it to 12. The 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed. He swung right through the fastball. I think he was a little bit surprised there that a fastball was coming. So now he's sitting on a 2-2 count. It was definitely a fastball count. 2 balls and 1 strike. It seemed to be a little bit behind it. Usually don't see Phipps behind a fastball. Oliver looks back at second, sets at the belt. And the pitch. Low and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, an open bag over there at first base in case they want to just go ahead and skip over Dennis. But the newest Lemur is right behind him, Dustin Geiger. Dustin Geiger was with the Wichita Wingnuts for the first part of the season. Now joins the Laredo Lemurs, and he was hot with the Wichita Wingnuts. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Phipps goes down swinging. He went after the breaking ball, couldn't lay off of it. It might have been a little bit low. If he was able to lay off of it, I think that would have been ball 4. So here comes Dustin Geiger. So
Geiger, I believe, just got in town today. And he's actually wearing the same number that Omar Bencuomo was wearing. He was traded for Bencuomo. Took the number off the bat of Omar and number off the back of him and gave it right over to Dustin Geiger coming into play. 2 outs in the inning and a runner at second base. Lemurs would love to get that next run in. Here's the pitch, and that one is a fastball on the outside corner, slightly below the letters. So Geiger with the Wichita Wingnuts over 33 games, he was batting .351. So the Lemurs grab another guy that's hot in the hitting. That actually makes them have 5 guys in the top 10 in hitting right now in the American Association. Absolutely crazy. The 0-1, a fastball low and outside. We'll see how well Geiger does after traveling to get down here to play this baseball game. It's around anywhere from 12 to 15 hours to get from Wichita down here. Depends on how many times you stop, of course. And 1 ball, 1 strike. The delivery swung, and that one's dribbled up the third baseline, foul. I think the longest time we've ever had getting from Wichita to Laredo is 15 hours. The shortest time has been anywhere from 12 to 11. Against the Joplin Blasters. Now comes here to Laredo to play against the Grand Prairie Airhogs. 1-0 lead. When he was playing for Jats here, now that I take a double strikes. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs.
Rita Monday. Come on out to the LaredoLemurs.com.
Garden, well, you'll find the best tons of extras, complete boots, you guessed it, free
Road in Laredo. Or you can reach us by phone at 956-723-2110. Again, that's 956-723-2110. If you need a sign, big or small, come to Pro Mega Signs of Laredo, where your print job is just around the corner.
In over 40 years, nobody's helped more families achieve the American dream of home ownership than Armadillo. In fact, Armadillo Homes has built more homes than all other builders combined. And there are reasons for this: integrity, responsibility, service, and of course, quality. So if you're thinking about making the greatest investment in your life, think of the one builder who's dedicated its entire life to helping the Laredo family. Think Armadillo Homes, armadillohomes.com. Go Lemurs.
All right, Lemurs take a 1-0 lead. We go to the top of the second inning. Robbie Estrada is going to lead it off. He'll be followed up by Chris Elder, and then Miguel Castana will come up to the plate. So in the batting order, it's going to be 6, 7, and 8 for the Grand Prairie Airhogs with Matt Lucen up on the hill. The Airhogs got 2 hits back in the first inning. Both Myro and Diaz reached. Both former major leaguers were trying to set the table for the guys. Here's the pitch, and a fastball is right at the Airhogs' chest. And that's in there for a strike to Robbie Estrada on the outside part of the plate. Matt Lucen right back to work. He looks over the mitt. He'll fire away on the 0-1, and that's a breaking ball. A curveball misses low and inside. So Robbie Estrada on the season. He's struggling. He's played in 32 games, and he's batting .183 with Grand Prairie. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one swung on, and a 1-hopper into right field. A base hit for Estrada. Well, he's not struggling right now. He just got himself a base hit. That'll raise the average a little bit. In the series, he's picked up 2 hits. So starting the day, he's 2 for 7. Now he's got 3 hits, so making 3 for 8 against the Laredo Lemurs in the series for Robbie Estrada. And that's going to bring up the next batter, Chris Elder. So Elder going to bat from the left side of the batter's box. He is a full-time lefty. He's 5'11", 200 pounds, went to Oral Roberts University. He played for the Golden Eagles. He played on the gridiron for the Golden Eagles. That's my football voice. When I broadcast football games, that's how I sound. You ought to tune in. This one's in the dirt right in front of Peterson, and it bobbles around a little bit. Estrada's going to head up to second base. That's going to be a wild pitch. So Chris Elder with a runner in scoring position. I actually don't broadcast football games. I was just playing there. I don't do that. Some guys are really good at that, and they have great voices to do it. I actually just do this during the baseball season. When I get home, I don't broadcast anything. Take the time off. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. That one is low and away. Well, I don't do anything. I mean, I do something. I work. This does not pay the bills year-round in the 4.5 months that we're here. 2 balls and no strikes. There are other jobs that I need to do to do this on a regular basis. Lucen throws, and a breaking ball misses low and outside. So he falls way behind. 3 balls and no strikes now to Chris Elder. Elder on the season with 13 walks, trying to earn another one. Elder in the series has picked up 5 hits and 11 at-bats. And he has scored a run against Laredo. He has picked up a double and an RBI. The pitch, a fastball, a throw down to second base, and back in easily is Robbie Estrada. I think he saw that coming out of the hand of Brian Peterson. Estrada broke back pretty quickly. So that last pitch was called a strike. It's 3-1. Chris Elder from Sassoon, California. Here's the pitch. The 3-1 pitch is a line drive into left field, a base hit. Being waved around is Estrada. Here comes the throw from Bailey. It is on line, but a little bit off to the left now, and that's going to be a runner scoring. Robbie Estrada slides in safely, and Chris Elder has a base hit and an RBI. Looked like it was on line until that very last moment when Peterson had to lunge over to his left to grab it. So a run in for the Airhogs, and that ties up the game at 1 apiece. So just like that, the Grand Prairie Airhogs come right back and score a run. Estrada scores from second base, and into the batter's box now is Miguel Castano. Castano has only played, he's played in 2 of the 3 games, but he only got at bats in the first game of the series back on the 25th. Here's the pitch, and that one is taken for a ball. Yeah, the first game of the series was on the 25th. He went 0 for 4 that day. He came in and played second base at the end of the night last night for Magruder after he got tossed out of the game. The 1-0, the runner goes. The pitch is low and away. The throw down to second base is on one hop. Backing up the play is Madera, so he grabs it before it can go into center field. But a stolen base for Chris Elder. That puts another runner in scoring position for Grand Prairie. Well, if you're Grand Prairie, why not, right? I mean, you're in last place in the American Association South Division. Why not just throw the cards on the table? When you have an opportunity to do things, go for it. And they had an opportunity there to steal a bag, and they went for it. Here's the 2-0. That one swung on, and a line drive right to the first baseman. Geiger will reach the mid out on the grass and make the catch. So that'll be the first out in the inning. Geiger immediately after he made the catch looked over to second base, but the runner was back in easily. Here comes Josh Etherly coming up to the plate. Magruder is on deck. And Grand Prairie with a record of 13 wins and 21 losses. They're 8 games back in the South Division. So as of right now, why don't just, if you have an opportunity to do something and go a little crazy on the base paths, double steals, hit and runs, sacrifice bunts, all that stuff, just get in there and get dirty with the baseball game and see what kind of stuff you can produce. Actually teams that are in the lead, they have to play a little bit more conservatively. Teams that are fighting for those top spots. Here's the pitch from Lucen to the batter Etherly, and that's a breaking ball that misses low and away. A tied-up game at 1 apiece. Place, if you're within 8 games to win and you're not making them try things out a little bit more. I mean, they're not winning ball games. 1 ball and no strikes. The Lemurs aren't going to go trying to run themselves out of innings, but the Airhogs can take the chances, and if they run themselves out of innings, well, they're not winning baseball games anyway, so they got to try something new. Here's a little blooper into shallow right. Taylor coming on. Valdez is going out. Valdez will make an over to the shoulder catch. He'll turn quickly and throw to second base. The ball to second is not in time, but the Lemurs get an out there. Nice play there by Jeudy Valdez, heading out with his back turned to the plate to make that catch. So here's 2 down, and Jamadric Magruder coming up to the plate. Magruder in his first at bat struck out. We're in the top of the second inning, a 1-1 tie. Lemurs scored in the bottom of the first. The Airhogs score here in the second inning. A 6 o'clock start tonight, so I hope you don't turn in at 7:30 and expect to see the start of the game, because we're already started. If you're listening now, you're okay, I think. Here's Magruder into the batter's box. I hope you were laughing at home as well. The pitch. That one misses someplace. I think Brian Peterson thought it was a strike. We are up the third baseline here at Uni-Trade Stadium, so we can see high and low really well, especially with a left-handed batter into the batter's box. I can see that one is low and in the. He was actually hit by pitches twice yesterday, right on the knee, and he crumbled to the ground as if he was a falling tower. He just buckled his knees and went right over. And He ended up staying in the game, so he was all right. He ended up getting hit a little bit later, pretty close to the same spot. Runners at first and second and 2 down. Here's the pitch, and that one misses high to Ridge Ho'opa'i. As we feel the island breeze come in with Ridge Ho'opa'i up to the plate. Every time he comes up, I like to think that I'm in Hawaii. You know, I'm on the islands now. The 1-0. He swings and fouls that one back. I can't say the name of his hometown. I'll give it a try here though. Yeah. Can I spell it out? Is that okay? Cameron said spell it out. Laupahoehoe. Okay, so Laupahoehoe. Laupahoehoe? Maybe it's Laupahoehoe. As the next pitch misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike to Ridge Ho'opa'i Haslam.
I mean, in this part of the country, when you say something like that, they call you a gringo. I don't know what the word is in Hawaii, but gringoing that up.
Yeah, you're a gringo here in Laredo. You would be, what would you be? Oh, is it a
mainlander maybe?
A haole? A haole, I think. 2-1, and that one's dribbled up the third baseline foul. I think it's called a haole.
I've never been to Hawaii,
yeah.
so if someone wants to pay my airfare for me to go do that research, I'll do it. But someone's got to pay for my.
I'll just take you with me when I go. How's that sound? You could broadcast my my kayaking down the river. Is that okay? You want to do that? When I go kayaking in Kauai this summer or this winter.
Anything for me to end up in Hawaii.
Yeah,
man.
It's not a bad gig, huh? You can make a tape. See if someone will hire you off that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's 2 outs in the inning. And runners at first and second. You know, we're getting into the, 30s here of baseball games. You start to get a little silly. The 2-2 pitch is low and outside. If you're a new listener to Laredo Lemurs baseball, we're usually not quite as silly. We can be silly, but we try to have fun. Lemurs are playing their 36th game today. So we've gone through all the players. We've told you about all of them and let you know about everyone's background and stuff. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that one's swung on, and that one's hit in the air into left center field. On the run is Phipps. Also on the run is Bailey. It's going to be Bailey reaching out and making the catch as he goes across the warning track and runs into Dennis Phipps at the wall. It was a Phipps-Bailey sandwich out there at the HEB sign in left center field, and everybody's okay. Nobody got hurt. It was all harmless and a lot of fun as the Lemurs catch the last ball out there in left center field for the final out of the half inning. Airhogs get 1 run. They picked up 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. We're going to go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs baseball. Watch out for Cameron Songer's shenanigans. He's a wild kid.
Crowd at the bar making you sweat?
Uh-huh.
Could you use some ice-cold refreshment?
You bet.
Then Coors Light may be right for you. Could result in epic nights, maximum refreshment, great times, awesome memories, high fives, smiles, Rocky Mountain refreshment, Blue Mountain refreshment, quadruple epic refreshment, killer parties, and totally refreshed killer parties. Ask your bartender for Coors Light today.
Definitely.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
This summer, Allegiant will increase to 4 weekly flights to Las Vegas, Nevada. If gambling in Vegas isn't your thing, Allegiant is also increasing to 2 weekly flights to Orlando. Enjoy the Disney theme parks, Legoland, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and the Kennedy Space Center. Fly in comfort from your Laredo International Airport. Visit Allegiant.com for details and specials.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Need a little spark in your life? Then come on out to Uni-Trade Stadium for Friday night fireworks. Tickets start as low as $5, and you'll get to see great baseball and great fireworks all in one night. To get tickets, call 956-7-LEMURS or go online at LaredoLemurs.com. I'll see you at the ballpark. Hey, Lemurs fans, every Thursday night at Uni-Trade Stadium is a Thirsty Thursday. Come on out and enjoy cold Miller Lite draft beers for only $1. That's right, beer for $1. You can get tickets online at LaredoLemurs.com or by phone at 956-7-LEMURS. I'll see you at the ballpark.
All right, Juan Silverio leads it off for the Lemurs. We got a 1-1 tie as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. A run for the Lemurs in the first, a run for the Airhogs in the top of the 2nd inning. So it's going to be Silverio, Peterson, and Bailey coming up to the plate. Silverio batting .313, and he was the hero last night with his grand slam home run in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Lemurs The Lemurs were down 3-0 when Silverio stepped up to the plate with the bases loaded last night. And he swings away here and misses at a changeup out of the hand of Blake Oliver. So no balls and 1 strike to Juan Silverio. And he's been a big hitter for the Lemurs. He's got 6 home runs now with 26 RBIs since joining the club. He joined the team back on June 2nd, so he's been with the team close to a month now. As this one misses low and outside. And Juan Silverio with that drive last night. Cameron Songer on the call, and the wind was blowing straight out to left field. The wind was howling out, and the rain was coming down in sheets last night when the ball went out of the ballpark. The 1-1, that is low for a ball. There was a lot of drama here at that point. We were wondering if the game was actually going to be put on hold, because the rain was just coming down so hard. We didn't know if Silverio was going to get to hit or not. And then they announced that after the last out was made, then they would go ahead and put the tarp on. Here comes the 2-1. Swung on, and that's fouled away. Silverio jerking out of the batter's box there on the swing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So an exciting play with Silverio hitting that grand slam. And that was the first grand slam this year for the Laredo Lemurs. Seen a couple of them over the years with the Laredo Lemurs. Jimmy Mojica hit the first grand slam in Lemurs history. A breaking ball here is grounded foul up the third base line. Yeah, Jimmy Mojica hit the first grand slam in Lemurs history. We were in Kansas City, and the Lemurs were playing the T-Bones. And he hit one over the right field wall, and Jimmy's a right-handed batter, so he took it the other way. And the funniest part of the play was, I'll tell you that after this pitch here, after Blake Oliver winds and throws. Swung on, and that one's hit well into center field. On the run is Chris Elder. Looks like he's got a bead on it. He'll square up and make the catch. So Silverio is retired, and Brian Peterson coming up to the plate. Yeah, when Mojica hit that grand slam home run in 2012, the right fielder, and I forget who it was now, it's been so long, he actually ended up tumbling over the fence out there in right field. He was okay. He landed on the soft grass right behind it, but he took a tumble over the right field wall. And the right field wall in Kansas City is about 4 feet high, so it's not very high at all. It goes up to about the waist and maybe a little higher. I've never measured it, so I don't know 100% for sure, but it's not very high at all. It's one of those fences you can just hop over with a good leap. Here's Brian Peterson in the batter's box. The first pitch he sees is low for a ball. We do go to Kansas City later on this season. The Lemurs are going to be in Kansas City on August 31st through September 3rd. That's the only trip there this year. We went up there twice last season. Always one of the more favorable trips that we go on. As the next pitch is a strike on the outside corner to Peterson. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just a really nice ballpark, Community America Ballpark, and it's placed right around some big stuff. There's an outdoor mall there, which you could walk around and before you go to the ball game. So they get a lot of people going to dinner and then coming out to the game. The 1-1 pitch is called a strike at the knees. Another fastball. You also have the soccer complex there, which is really, really nice. It's an incredible soccer complex. They host the Kansas City Sporting, I believe, is the name of the team for the MSL. Is it the MSL? MLS. As the next pitch is fouled off. Major League Soccer. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out. And we're all tied up at 1 apiece. So they have that arena there, or the stadium there, and also they have the Kansas Speedway. Race cars right behind the T-Bone Stadium. So that's pretty cool. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch, a curveball swung on and fouled off. Peterson was trying to lay into that one. Yes, there's a lot of stuff to do there if you live in the Kansas City area. And it's in Kansas City, Kansas, by the way. It's not in Kansas City, Missouri. Just across the border, the two towns are pretty much butted right up against each other. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Oliver. That one swung on, hit in the air into right field. Drifting back is Etherly. He's got a beat on this one. He'll square up as well and make the catch. So a couple of easy fly balls to the outfield here to start things off for the Laredo Lemurs. 2 outs, bottom of the 2nd inning.
Next up for the Lemurs was left fielder number 4, Luke Bailey.
So here's Luke Bailey batting in the 8-hole tonight, playing left field. He made a nice play out there in left center field when he caught that ball to make the last out off the bat of Ridge Ho'opa'i in the top of the 2nd inning. I was pretty impressed with that catch, and Luke Bailey doesn't have a whole lot of time under his belt playing out in left field, but of course he's a good athlete, so he has adjusted well in the early going. Here's the first pitch to Bailey. That's a fastball on the inner third of the plate.
So Bailey looking at an 0-1 count to start it off. Bailey, a right-handed batter, wears number 4 in his back. And the pitch swung on, hit well into right center field. This one has a lot of loft to it. It's going to get all the way out and keep rolling. It's going to go all the way out to the warning track. Bailey's going to cruise in with a double. He's got himself a stand-up double there. For Bailey, that's his 5th double of the year. That's going to be his 3rd hit in the series for the Laredo Lemurs. So that keeps the inning alive. And with a guy at second base, Jared Medeiros is going to be chomping at the bit to get an RBI. So we're knotted up at 1, and Medeiros with a base hit here could help the Lemurs take the lead. But it's kind of a lazy Sunday here at Uni-Trade Stadium. People hanging out. You know, you don't hear the raucous crowd. It's just kind of like a relaxed Sunday crowd. People enjoying the ball game, but we haven't heard the loud guys yet. I know they're down there. They'll be making some noise here sooner or later as Medeiros sees a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Wind blowing out slightly to left right now. Lemurs tonight wearing their camo uniforms again. They like to wear them on Sundays for sure, but they'll put them on every now and then during the week. Runner at second base and an 0-1 count. Oliver kicks the leg up. He throws home, and that's a big, juicy curveball that misses low and outside. That was like a T-bone steak on a platter right there. You could have eaten that thing going over the plate. It was so slow. So a 1-1 count. Medeiros batting under 200. He's only playing in his 9th game as a professional. He's batting 194 for the Lemurs. He's played a nice shortstop so far. And the one fouls it off. He does have 4 RBIs on the season. Has picked up 6 total hits and has scored 4 runs. He's got a couple of doubles as well. He played at St. John's University. In fact, he played there this year. So he is really fresh out of the box, right out of college. And from what I understand, he thought he was going to get drafted. And that just happens. Sometimes guys don't get drafted and they have to come and try to play independent ball or get hooked up someplace else. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maybe get picked up as a non-drafted free agent. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. Chopped up to the third baseman. Charging is Castano. A long throw over the way, and that one's going to be in time to get Medeiros out. So that's going to do it for Laredo. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We're going to go to the top of the 3rd inning. We got a 1-1 tie. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs Baseball.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade. Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com. And go Lemurs!
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today. For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn: Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Tokyo Garden of at 2515 East Delmar Boulevard, and they serve the best sushi in town. Stop by Tokyo Garden for a quick lunch or a fancy dinner. Either way, you're going to enjoy our fine cuisine. Did you just get off work? Then come on by and check out our happy hour specials. Tokyo Garden, where you'll find the best sushi in Laredo.
Right now, when you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. And the desire to wear tiny bathing suits, you guessed it, free. You'll be stronger with extras, and you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
All right, Brian Myro is going to lead things off for the Grand Prairie Airhogs as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. We're knotted up at 1 apiece right now with the Laredo Lemurs and the Grand Prairie Airhogs. And the Laredo Lemurs are up 2-1 in the series. They're trying to take a 3-1 lead here in this 4-game set and win the series against the Grand Prairie Airhogs. So Myro into the box, loose and fires away, and that's a breaking ball that hits the outside corner. Looked like a curveball out of the hand of Myro that time to the veteran, out of the hand of Lucen to the veteran Brian Myro.
Myro in his first at bat picked up a base hit. The 0-1. And that's a big, fat, juicy curveball as well, and that falls a little bit outside. So Myro played with the Dodgers back in 2005. He played in the big leagues at the age of 28, and then went over to the Padres back in 2007 and 2008. Total of 52 games in the big leagues for Brian Myro. The 1-1 pitch, a fastball outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. So overall in the big leagues, he hit 157, Fort Worth, Texas. And he swings here and fouls this one back. So not a bad place to be right now for him, working with the Grand Prairie Airhogs. Not only does he play for the Airhogs, but he lives in the area, so doesn't have to travel too far during the off season. Went to high school in Burleson, Texas, Burleson High School, and was all over here. He actually started off back in 1999 playing for Winnipeg in the Northern League. So he started off in independent baseball. Played for Winnipeg in 99, 2000, and 2001. Then the New York Yankees picked him up in 2001, and he went to high A ball. Started playing for the Florida State League. He'll see a fastball here. That is on the outside corner, called strike 3 to Myro. So Myro goes down looking, and Victor Diaz is going to be the next batter. Yeah, but Myro played in the Yankees organization, Dodgers, Red Sox, Padres, Pirates, White Sox. And that's it. And that's enough. Overall in his career baseball games. Diaz swings at the first pitch here. Rocket it into right center field, and it gets by Dennis Phipps. It falls to the ground, and heading into second base is Victor Diaz. So Diaz will have a double. That's going to add to his single from earlier tonight. So a base runner for the Grand Prairie Airhogs with 1 down. Victor Diaz, also a former major leaguer, out there at second base for the Grand Prairie Airhogs. Diaz with a little bit more time under his belt as a big leaguer. Diaz spent 147 big league games. He made 485 total plate appearances in the majors. As Zane Chavez into the batter's box, and Lucen quickly looks back at him. Yeah, Diaz batted 286. Scratch that, 256 while he was in the big leagues. And the first pitch to Chavez. He hits it high in the air into shallow left center. Coming on, Bailey. Also Phipps going out. Medeiros. It's going to be Bailey making the call. Cutting between the middle of Phipps and Medeiros, and he makes the catch. So 2 down. Nicely done there for Luke Bailey. He's made a couple of nice plays here, playing left field for the Laredo Lemurs. A 1-1 tie, top of the 3rd inning. Yeah, so Diaz played for the Mets in 2004, 2005, and 2006. And then he went over and played for the Rangers in the 2007 season. And you look, his best year, he only played in 15 games that season, was for New York. Back in 2004, he batted 294. 2 outs in the inning, and the batter's Robbie Estrada. Lucen throws home. Here's the throw, and it's not going to be in time. So that one got away from Brian Peterson on a wild pitch. And Robbie Estrada is sitting up at the plate with the runner at third base. Lemurs 1, Airhogs 1. Lucen up there on the hill, looking in. Victor Diaz also played a little bit of baseball in Japan. He's sitting over at third base right now. The 1-0, a fastball up. He played in the Japan Central League. He played for the Chunichi Dragons. And that was just for 1 year. He played in 21 games and hit 174. That was back in 20. He was well out of Major League Baseball by the time he started playing for the Dragons. I think we need a team here in Major League Baseball called the Dragons. That's a great name. Great sports name, the Dragons. The 2-1 swung on, popped up, shallow right center. Going to be Taylor going into a knee slide, or a head first slide and making the catch. He kind of popped down onto his knees first and then slid forward as he made the catch there. Nice catch there by Kevin Taylor to take away a base hit from Robbie Estrada, and that's going to do it for Grand Prairie. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. They leave a runner at third base here, and we're still knotted up at 1 apiece. We're going to the bottom of the third. Lemurs coming up to the plate. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs Baseball.
Pro Mega Signs of Laredo is there for all of your printing and signage needs. We can be found at 1615 Jackman Road in Laredo, or you can reach us by phone at 956-723-2110. Again, that's 956-723-2110. If you need a sign, big or small, come to Pro Mega Signs of Laredo, where your print job
Of home ownership than Armadillo. And there are reasons for responsibility. One builder who's dedicated its entire life to helping the Laredo family. Think Armadillo Homes. ArmadilloHomes.com. Go Lemurs.
We all know we can accomplish more when we're ready. That's why I've chosen Texas A&M International University. I want a 4-year degree and the opportunities that it brings. TAMU has welcomed me and more than 7,000 students from around the world. TAMU empowers me to greatness, ignites my mind, and propels me to my future and my impact. Imagine the possibilities when you're powered by TAMU.
Register now for summer and fall. Visit tamu.edu and get powered.
All right, back to action. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning, a 1-1 tie. And for the Lemurs, we're going to have the top of the order coming up. It's going to be Jeudy Valdez, Abel Nieves, and Kevin Taylor coming up to the plate for the Lemurs. Valdez led things off with a single. He ended up coming in to score a run for the Lemurs back in the first inning. He was driven in by Kevin Taylor after the Abel Nieves single drove him over to third base. So here is Valdez against Blake Oliver, the starting pitcher tonight for Grand Prairie. He's a rookie, by the way, is Oliver. Here's the pitch, and bunt shown by Valdez, and he has to get out of the way of the ball as it comes in high and tight. Looked like a breaking ball, though, so it didn't have a whole lot behind it, so Valdez was able to get out of the way pretty easily. Yeah, so Oliver with a record of 3 wins and 3 losses stepping into today's ball game, a 5.76 ERA. He's made 10 appearances, this being his 11th for Grand Prairie. Here's a swing and a drive off the bat of Jeudy Valdez. Going back on the ball, Ho'opi'i. It's going to land and go all the way out to the warning track. Ho'opi'i will run it down there, and Valdez is going to go into second base standing. He actually rounds the bag and now crawls back into second. So a leadoff double for Valdez. He's got 2 hits today, and Abel Nieves is coming up to the plate. As a Blake Oliver out of Sterling College in Sterling, Kansas. It's an NAIA school. And he's coming off a start against the Amarillo Thunderheads. Still want to call them the Amarillo Sox. It's still buried in that brain. They've been the Amarillo Sox for the last 3 seasons that I've been here, and every now and then that just wants to creep out. But they're the Thunderheads now, the Thunderheads. They had to play that song by AC/DC, right? The Thunderstruck song. I haven't heard that there yet, at least in the 4 games we were there earlier this year. As Nieves takes a strike on the outside corner, but we will have plenty of time to go back to Amarillo. Still a couple more trips to go to Amarillo this season. We go back there twice in August. And we'll play a 3-game set the first time and then a 4-game set the second time in August. No balls and 1 strike. Oliver throws, and that one swung on, and a line drive up the middle, a base hit. Valdez had to wait to see if it was going to go through. He's going to be held up at third base. And that's going to put runners at the corners for the Lemurs. Well, usually when the Lemurs are going to start hitting a pitcher, it's right about now when they go through the order for the second time. They'll start dissecting things, and they have got 2 hits to get things going here for themselves in this half inning. So runners at the corners, and here's Kevin Taylor coming up to the plate. Oliver was just a senior at Sterling College here in 2015, so he's a recent graduate. He was a 2-time first-team All-KCAC team in 2014 and in 2015. And in 2015 in college, he started 11 games and appeared in 3 others. Here's the first pitch to Taylor. Taylor hits it on the ground over to the second baseman, Magruder. Magruder flips to Estrada, back over to first base, and that's a double play, but a run scores for the Lemurs. But a double play ball will wipe the other guys off of the base paths. So here's Phipps to the plate. 2 outs and nobody on, but the Lemurs take a 2-1 lead. And the newest Lemur, Dustin Geiger, is on deck. So let's see what Phipps does here. The pitch from Oliver is a breaking ball that's low. It's gloved by the catcher, Zane Chavez.
Well, we've told you a little bit about the Dennis Phipps story, his time in the big leagues with the Cincinnati Reds. He had a home run with the Reds. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A slider hits the outside corner right at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-1 Laredo. Oliver works on the first base side of the rubber. He throws here, and this one is grounded up the middle. Ranging for it, Estrada, the shortstop, in on the grass, will make an easy throw over to first base. And that's going to do it for Phipps. That does it for the Lemurs. But they pick up a run. They grab 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left. We're going to head to the top of the 4th inning. Cameron Songer's. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs Baseball.
Since Extending Technologies opened for business in 1998, they have worked to establish solid relationships with their clients. They are set to maintain the highest standards of service and integrity and to perform work of only the highest quality, achieving client satisfaction on every project. They have attained these goals through a tradition of care and professional pride. They serve a wide range of corporations and small business franchises. Extending Technologies has the tools and expertise for any technical need that your business may have. Call us here in Laredo at 725-2654. That's 725-2654 for Ascending Technologies.
Capital Care EMS, located at 1510 Kailan Norte Suite number 11, invites you to experience a new standard in medical transportation, servicing Laredo and all surrounding areas. Capital Care EMS provides transports to wound care treatments, HBO treatments, dialysis treatments, doctor's appointments, radiation treatments, chemotherapy treatments, and many more. From emergency medical transport to x-rays and lab work, our state-certified EMTs and paramedics are readily available 24 hours a day when you need them most. Capital Care EMS accepts most major medical insurances, including Medicare, Medicaid, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, and many more. Capital Care EMS is locally owned and operated. Call now for your free consultation. 956-712-8911. That's 956-712-8911. Capital Care EMS, creating a new standard in medical transportation. Capital Care EMS, the official ambulance of your Laredo Lemurs.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer, and you're welcome.
Back to action here. Cameron Songer on the call for the next 3 innings. Lemurs are up 2-1.
Thanks, Bill. Chris Elder leading things off for the Airhogs in the top of the 4th inning. They'll send 7, 8, and 9 to the plate against Lemurs starter Matt Lucen. First pitch, big breaking ball at the knees in there, called strike 1. 2 of the first 3 here. And 1 for 3 in the series opener. Plate for the Lemurs. Matt Lucen on the hill. Behind him, Silverio at third, Maderos at short, Valdez at second, and Geiger at first. In the outfield, from left to right, Bailey, Phipps, and Taylor. 1-2 is the count to Chris Elder. From the windup, Lucen fires. Swung on, grounded to second base. Ranging up the middle is Valdez. He tips it, corrals it, and then throws it, not in time. That one bounced off the heel of his glove. And we'll have to see whether they call that a hit or an error. They're going to call that a hit, as Valdez had to go deep into the hole to his right. Wasn't able to stick a fork in that baseball. So a leadoff single for Chris Elder. And I'll bring up Miguel Castano. Elder now 2 for 2 with the pair of singles. He stole second back in the second inning, so that's something Lucen will have to keep an eye on here. Lemurs up 2-1 in this game. Runner takes off. First pitch in there for a strike. The throw down is offline. Wasn't in time. And sliding in safely is Chris Elder. He now has a second stolen base tonight. A frustrated Valdez, the second baseman, had to go to his rear end and extend to catch that ball as Peterson threw that one towards the shortstop side. Not in a place where the second baseman could apply a tag. And then this one gets away from Peterson on the breaking ball. It bounces to the backstop, rolling to the backstop, and Peterson will pick it up. And trotting on over to third is Elder on the wild pitch. So he singled, stole second, and then stands on third 2 pitches later. It's not a Little League game. You see it at other levels of baseball. 2 pitches, and a guy's able to move up 2 bags, but Matt Lucen right now is suddenly see a guy on third base. Infield comes in with no outs. 2-0 is the count to Miguel Castano. Chris Elder on third, representing the tying run in this game. From the stretch, here's the delivery. It's low and inside for ball 3. This might be a situation where the Lemurs might issue an have the double play back in the swung on, hit Miguel Castano. His third one came last. Castano, it's in the dirt. Didn't even see him really start a swing. A long walk, and runners will stand on the corners now for the Airhogs. One with a fly out. Etherly is making his 23rd appearance of the season. He's hitting .214. He has a four and struck out twice. Fastball there is at regular trade and out for a run here. Count 1-1 to Josh, who the Lemurs 2-1 now for the fourth inning, threatening to Matt Lucen. That loads up the baby batters and all wild pitch, and Elder knocked him in from second base. For the Airhogs, that was last inning. Victor Diaz with one out, and they had 2 hits in the first inning as well, both and Geiger. These guys have been 2-1 is the top of the order here as the lineup turns over for the Airhogs. Magruder's 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. He digs into the left-handed batter's box to face the righty Matt Lucen. Here's the pitch, breaking ball, misses inside, ball 1. Tough to find the strike zone against Jamadric Magruder. He's 5'7", 160 pounds, played his college ball at Texas Tech. One of the fastest guys on the field. Here's the 1-0. That one misses low and inside. 2-0 now the count, nowhere to put Magruder. And Lucen does not want to walk in the game-tying run. Magruder's hitting .259 on the road, but .193 at home. Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball, hit to second. It's played. Second for 1. The shortstop covering. The throw over to first is in time. The Lemurs turn 2. The Airhogs push across a run. We're now tied up at 2. A runner advances to third. It's Castano. Elder scores. Magruder hits. Magruder up the middle. Backhand, no. Go ahead run for the Air. 3-2 Airhogs. Stun side. Visiting the mound now. The Airhogs, and it's the vet for him to apply the tag. Another stolen. Righty Lucen comes set in. Myro made his games. Notched 8 hits for a 157 batting average, 2 doubles, 4 runs batted in 2008. Looks at a breaking ball, bounces home. Peterson blocks it to Brian Myro. Single, Castano walked. Hit an RBI single. Is Valdez. He has 2 hits, and they leave 1 on. No errors for the Lemurs in that inning. We will go to the bottom of the 4th. Airhogs have the 3-2 lead.
Crowd at the bar making you sweat?
Uh-huh.
Could you use some ice-cold refreshment?
You bet.
Then Coors Light may be right for you. Could result in epic nights, maximum refreshment, great times, awesome memories, high fives, smiles, Rocky Mountain refreshment, Blue Mountain refreshment, quadruple epic refreshment, killer parties, and totally refreshed killer parties. Ask your bartender for Coors Light today.
Definitely.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
This summer, Allegiant will increase to 4 weekly flights to Las Vegas, Nevada. If gambling in Vegas isn't your thing, Allegiant is also increasing to 2 weekly flights to Orlando. Enjoy the Disney theme parks, Legoland, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and the Kennedy Space Center. Flying comfort from your Laredo International Airport. Visit Allegiant.com for details and specials.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Need a little spark in your life? Then come on out to Uni-Trade Stadium for Friday night fireworks. Tickets 7 Lemurs or go online at LaredoLemurs.com. I'll see you.
Lemurs play from behind for the first 2 of 3 games. First pitch fastball that misses low and with the Wichita wingnut. Pitcher of the week, Omar Ben-Cuomo. Geiger. 7 home runs and 5 stolen bases. The 23-year-old at baseball. 2-time first-team All stands for. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's swung on and grounded foul. In his 2015 college season, Blake Oliver started 11 games and appeared in 3 others. Pitched 74 1/3, boasting a 2.06 ERA and a 10-2 record. Struck out 60 against him. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Geiger. Hit in the air towards the first base side. This down near the tarp, and it again bounces into the seats. That one was hooking off the bat of the right-handed hitter as it went up the first base line and kept going foul. So Dustin Geiger's getting under some pitches. Let's see if he can get some more contact on one of these baseballs and knock one into the outfield. Show us some of that home run pop. Lemurs making their team debut at Uni-Trade Stadium. The one that comes to mind is Juan Silverio, who hit 2 home runs in his first 2 games with the team. Murillo had some good games. That's the beginning of the season, though, so plenty of guys are making their team debut. Strike 3. He was fooled by 1 out now, and that brings up Juan Silverio. Speaking of Mr. Silverio, he's now batting. Talked about his debut home run, a double, a run scored, and 3 runs batted in. This will be his 101st at bat. Left side, it's going and getting foul. Nice charge into that base. The base is loaded in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it was a Lemurs win. Outcome of the game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and hit foul. 1 swing of the bat. It's usually a good thing for your team. That's my hard-hitting baseball now. Next time you're watching a baseball game, just consult those words of wisdom. 0-2 is the count to Juan Silverio. Leans and fires. Fastball misses the dugout. I think he thought that was strike 3. Home plate umpire. Longano scoops it up. He will make the long throw across the diamond in time. He gets Silverio out by a step. So Lemurs have just 5 hits through 3 2/3 innings against Blake Oliver, the starting pitcher, who coming into tonight's game had a 5.76 ERA. Right-handed hitters were hitting .294 against him. Lefties were hitting .485 against him so far this season. But the Lemurs have just 2 healthy left-handed bats. Kevin Taylor's hitting in the 3 spot, and Byron Wiley not in the lineup tonight. So a bunch of righties, and even though righties hitting .294 against Oliver so far this season, that hasn't really been the case for the Lemurs. First pitch misses low to Brian Peterson. Lemerson played with the Airhogs last year and just joined the Lemurs on shallow enough, and there's nobody on, and the ball is just laced into right field. If the hitter lollygags his way up the first baseline, there's a play at first base sometimes. Brian Peterson is 37 years old. He's a catcher. He's not the fastest guy on the field by any stretch of the imagination. He had to really push himself to get up the line there because he knew what was at stake there. And that's a huge momentum play if the outfield is able to turn that play. Instead, Peterson stands on first base. Luke Bailey at the plate with 2 outs. Lemurs trailing 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Oliver from the stretch comes set and delivers. Breaking ball hit in the air, and he will get under it and make the catch on the run. And Luke Bailey is retired to wrap up the bottom of the 4th, and 1 left on. We will go to the top of the 5th inning at Uni-Trade Stadium.
Highly satisfactory customs your transportation. District number 1 choice for any plumbing. ChavarriasPlumbing.com.
Core Business Solutions for businesses and vehicle collision repair and paint and imaging. They also do full frame.
Tokyo Garden of Laredo is located at dinner. Either way, you're going to enjoy in Laredo.
Get tons of extras.
Every Monday night at Uni-Trade Burrito for only $2. 5, 6, 7 Lemurs. Check us out at LaredoLemurs.com.
Top of the 5th inning, and the Lemurs bring in a new pitcher. Manager Pete Incaviglia wants to win this baseball game. Luis Poyorena on the mound, following up the start by Matt Lucen, who's currently in line for the loss. Lucen gave up all 3 runs. As of right now, scoring-wise, they're all earned. He did strike out 3 Airhogs batters. The new pitcher is the lefty Luis Poyorena, last night's winning pitcher, who last night went 1 1/3, struck out 1, and faced only 5 batters in picking up the win. He has a 1-0 record, a 1.65 ERA. This is his 20th appearance of the season. He's pitched 16 1/3 innings, struck out 19, walked 8, and given up 11 hits. He throws a fastball, a slider, and a changeup. Former Mississippi State pitcher. 5'8", 170 pounds. The left-handed pitcher delivers with that kind of sidearm angle. And he will be facing the heart of the Airhogs order here. 4, 5, and 6. Poyo, as his teammates call him, comes set and delivers. First pitch swung on and missed as Diaz couldn't catch up with the fastball. Diaz at the plate He's 2 for 2, a single and a double. He's trying to work his way through a cycle. 0-1 offering, swung on, hit in the air to left center field. That's going to get down, cut off in the gap by Bailey in left field, and he will have to stop at first base. Now 3 for 3 on the day is Victor. It doesn't matter which pitcher he's facing, whether it's Lucen or Pollo Reyna, he's hit the ball well. That's the 8th hit of the game for the Airhogs. Diaz stands on first with a leadoff single here in the top of the 5th. Diaz was 1 for 4 yesterday, 0 for 3 tonight. Just 2 for 11. Third by Silverio. It advances the runner up 90 feet. A sac bunt by Zane Chavez, and there's now 1 out in the top of the 5th for the Airhogs. Diaz gets to second base, and with a runner in scoring position, here comes Robbie Estrada to the plate. So a quick start to this inning. Feels like Pollo Reyna really is just starting to get his bearings on the mound. This is already going to be the 3rd batter he's faced. Robbie Estrada out of El Segundo, California, played his college ball at El Camino Junior College, former 19th round pick of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in 2006. He played in the Rays organization until 2013. Breaking ball, catches the inside corner, strike 1, issued by Pollo Reyna. Estrada didn't play professionally in 2014. Last played in 2013 with the Double-A Montgomery Biscuits in the Rays organization, where he hit .247 in 77 games. 0-1 pitch. Estrada taking all the way, and this one's at the knees, but inside for ball 1. Luis Pollo Reyna on the mound is a Laredo native, drafted by the Texas Rangers in 2013 in the 23rd round. Spent 2 seasons in the Rangers organization. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Misses inside and low. Same spot with the fastball, and it's again a ball. 2-1 the count to Robbie Estrada. As Pollo Reyna keeps working. In his 2 seasons in the Rangers organization, Pollo Reyna posted a 2-4 record in 34 games, a 2.65 to third. Silverio scoops and throws over to first. It's a little bit high, but in time for Geiger to squeeze it for out number 2. So after a leadoff single by Victor Diaz, the sac bunt by Chavez to bring him over to second base, Estrada with the unproductive out, and here comes Chris Elder. Elder's 2 for 2 with an RBI single in the 2nd, and a single and a run scored in the 4th. So he has been good, but that was against the right-handed pitcher Lucen. Now the lefty will dig in to face lefty Luis Pollo Reyna. Chris Elder hitting .235 on the season coming into tonight's game. This is his 35th game of the season. First pitch, swings and misses at a changeup. Nice pitch there by Pollo Reyna to pull the string. Pollo Reyna from Laredo's United High School had a 10-3 record and a 1.27 ERA in his senior year in high school. 2-time Texas Class 5A All-State selection. Swung on, grounded down the first base line, foul. That one looked like trouble if it had been just a little bit closer to the first base bag and been able to hug the bag on the fair side. Instead, it's a foul ball, and the count goes to 0-1 against Chris Elder. Lefty-lefty matchup, runner on second, 2 outs. Airhogs up 3-2, and it's the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed, and that was strike 3. Pollo Reyna gets into a jam, gets himself out of it, and the Lemurs will come up to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. They're trailing the Airhogs 3-2 in this one.
In over 40 years, nobody's helped more families achieve the American dream of home ownership than Armadillo. In fact, Armadillo Homes has built more homes than all other builders combined. And there are reasons for this: integrity, responsibility, service, and of course, quality. So if you're thinking about making the greatest investment in your life, think of the one builder who's dedicated its entire life to helping the Laredo family. Think Armadillo Homes. ArmadilloHomes.com. Go Lemurs.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
We all know we can accomplish more when we're ready. That's why I've chosen Texas A&M International University. I want a 4-year degree and the opportunities that it brings. TAMU has welcomed me and more than 7,000 students from around the world. TAMU empowers me to greatness, ignites my mind, and propels me to my future and my impact. Imagine the possibilities when you're powered by TAMU.
Register now for summer and fall. Visit tamu.edu and get powered.
Since Extending Technologies opened for business in 1998, they have worked to establish solid relationships with their clients. They are set to maintain the highest standards of service and integrity and to perform work of only the highest quality, achieving client satisfaction on every project. They have attained these goals through
The number 9 hitter, Jared Medeiros, will lead things off for the Lemurs in the bottom of the 5th, and then the lineup will turn over as the Lemurs finish their second trip through the batting order, and then they'll begin their third trip through the batting order, still trying to figure out Airhogs starter Blake Oliver. Lemurs trailing in this one 3-2. As we get going in the bottom of the 5th, first pitch swung on, hit in the air, hooking towards the line. That's going to get down for a fair ball, and it's a single for Jared Medeiros. Good hustle by Etherly to get to it. He actually barehanded that off of one hop and throws it back in to keep that one from getting past him. I think he could kind of overrun it, and it's sort of sunk down. The wind blows from right to left here at Uni-Trade Stadium. I think he was expecting that ball to hook a little bit more than it did. Either way, he wasn't getting to it, and Jared Medeiros stands on first base with the single. Just nearly got past him and into the corner where Medeiros could have really showed off the wheels. He stands on first with no outs, and Jeudy Valdez at the plate. Righty-righty matchup, infield at double play depth, showing bunt and laying it down, but foul as it trickles into the Lemurs dugout. Jeudy Valdez joined the Lemurs on June 19th on his night's game. This is his 10th appearance. Runner on over, it's hit in the air to shallow right field. Etherly is going to pitch. Scampering back over to first is Medeiros as the longtime Lemur Wichita Wingnuts. The team, as he's been with the Lemurs. First pitch in there for the order has been really good for the Lemurs. Valdez has 2 hits, Nieves has 2 hits. Kevin Taylor has knocked in a pair of runs with a sac fly and also grounded into a double play. From the stretch, shakes off a couple count, 1 out. Runner on first, and the Lemurs this series would be a 2-2 split as the Lemurs won last night. And also, there was a 5-3 grand 2-for-2. Line, and that evens up the cast that one down as it bounces around. Them start here for cloudy skies. Temperature a warm one, and the catcher shoots out now full to Abel Nieves, top 10 in the league, 360 here tonight. Runner goes, do it again. 3-2 is the count. 1 out to have 3 runs on 8 hits and board in this inning. High for ball 4. Nieves. And so take the eyes after he's added 2 more here. Working with 1 out, infield at double play. Well, opponent's already hitting 320 base. It's a fly out, 8 games and had 10 at bats. He went 3 and a free agent contract with the White Sox and played in Charlotte at the start of the 2014 season. He was released after getting injured in May and joined the Lemurs. So this is his first full season with the Laredo Lemurs. Dennis Phipps, 29 years old, 6'2", 220 pounds, out of the Dominican Republic. He is near the league lead in just about every offensive category. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Lemurs down 3-2. Oliver from the stretch. Here's the delivery. Phipps hits this one to second base. Second baseman, he's able to gather and throw. Magruder keeps his composure and gets the out. Lemurs leave 2 men on. They do get 1 hit, but no runs, and we will head to the top of the 6th inning. Lemurs still trailing in this one 3-2.
Since Extending Technologies opened for business in 1998, they have worked to establish solid relationships with their clients. They are set to maintain the highest standards of service and integrity and to perform work of only the highest quality, achieving client satisfaction on every project. They have attained these goals through a tradition of care and professional pride. They serve a wide range of corporations and small business franchises. Extending Technologies has the tools and expertise for any technical need that your business may have. Call us here in Laredo at 725-2654. That's 725-2654 for Ascending Technologies.
Capital Care EMS, located at 1510 Calle Norte Suite number 11, invites you to experience a new standard in medical transportation, servicing Laredo and all surrounding areas. Capital Care EMS provides transports to wound care treatments, HBO treatments, dialysis treatments, doctor's appointments, radiation treatments, chemotherapy treatments, and many more. From emergency medical transport to x-rays and lab work, our state-certified EMTs and paramedics are readily available 24 hours a day when you need them most. Capital Care EMS accepts most major medical insurances, including Medicare, Medicaid, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, and many more. Capital Care EMS is locally owned and operated. Call now for your free consultation. 956-712-8911. That's 956-712-8911. Capital Care EMS, creating a new standard in medical transportation. Capital Care EMS, the official ambulance of your Laredo Lemurs.
Miller and
Top of the 6th inning getting underway at Uni-Trade Stadium. Lemurs trailing 3-2. As if you're watching on the stream, you got to look at the Whataburger fry toss competition. Looks really difficult. Glad they don't send me out there because I don't know if I could get any of those. So shout out to the people who are able to do that well and look good doing it. So Airhogs will send 8, 9, and 1 to the plate this inning in the 6th as they complete their 3rd trip through the batting order. They have a 3-2 lead. They have those 3 runs on 8 hits, most of them coming against Lemurs starter Matt Lucen. Luis Pollo Reyna on the mound for a 2nd inning of work. He'll face Miguel Castano, Josh Etherly, and Jamadric Magruder. First pitch misses. Called ball 1 to Miguel Castano, who thought about the swing, maybe even started the swinging motion, but didn't actually swing. 1-0 the count. Here's the delivery. This one misses upstairs. Ball 2. 2-0 now the count to Castano. Looking for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 1 today, a walk and a ground out. This one hit up the middle, and that's going to be stopped at short. A backhand and the throw by Medeiros on the spin, and he got him. I thought Castano had a hit there. Medeiros had other plans. So a 6-3 ground out. Miguel Castano unlucky there, and that brings up Josh Etherly. He's also 0 for 1, also walked. And that was in that big 4th inning for the Airhogs, in which they scored 2 runs to take the lead. So Etherly digs into the right-handed batter's box to face the lefty Luis Pollo Reyna, the hometown hero. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Pollo Reyna is one of the most interesting stories. There's a lot of guys have some great stories about how they reached here. This one swung on and missed to even up the count at 1-1. Luis Pollo Reyna's story is one of the most interesting, one of the most inspiring. Luis Pollo Reyna had childhood leukemia. At the age of 8 was in the hospital. He was very sick. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. He was actually dead for a minute or two. His heart stopped and he came back to life. His leukemia was healed. He became a successful high school and then college baseball pitcher. Just tries to live every day to the fullest is what he described it at the start of the season. This is his first season with the hometown Lemurs. Of course, the Lemurs weren't around when he was growing up in Laredo. 2-2 now the count to Etherly. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit back up the middle in the air. That's going to drop into shallow center field. Actually scooped up by the second baseman Valdez. He beat Phipps in a foot race to the ball, which had rolled to a stop. And with a 1-out single, Josh Etherly stands on first base. So Pollo Reyna's now given up 2 hits in an inning and a third of work. Lineup turns over here for the Airhogs. That brings up Jamadric Magruder. He is 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play, but knocked in a run in his last plate appearance in the 4th inning. He is in a situation where he could hit into another double play. A runner on first and 1 out. Lefty-lefty matchup as Pollo Reyna will face Magruder for the first time tonight. Now Magruder was actually ejected from last night's game after arguing balls and strikes. He's showing bunt here, pulls it back, takes the first pitch, fastball, inside, ball 1. Magruder out of Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas. He's in the back of the left-handed batter's box. Here's the pitch. Fastball. This time it catches the outside corner. 1-1 the count to Jamadric Magruder. the former freshman All-American. That was back in 2010. Magruder became the first player in Texas Tech history to lead the Red Raiders in triples and stolen bases in back-to-back seasons. That was his freshman and sophomore seasons. This one hit foul down the third base line off the end of the bat. Silverio made a lunging effort for it. He might have had a chance at it. Instead, it gets into foul territory, and that makes the count 1-2. So with one out, a runner on first base. Airhogs ahead 3-2. It's the top of the sixth inning. It's a signal he likes. Comes set. And from the stretch, here's the 1-2 pitch. Just heads back to the dugout to take a seat. He showed last night that he has a bit of a hot temper, and I'm sure his manager, Eric Champion, was on him before today's game. He has reached base once after being hit by a pitch. He's been hit by 3 pitches in the last 2 games of this series. So he's back in the dugout. Here's Ridge Ho'opi'i, who knocked in the last round. Hits this one weakly back to the pitcher. Poyo Reina gathers, throws to first. Ho'opi'i is out. And the Airhogs don't score in the top of the 6th. They do get 1 hit and leave him on. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Lemurs looking for a rally. They trail 3-2.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando. Lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un a precios bajos y de...
Before your day sale ever. Get Dramatics plus fine savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas. 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Todos sabemos que podemos lograr más cuando estamos listos. Por eso, decidí matricularme en Texas A&M International University. Quiero un título universitario y las oportunidades que me brindará. Tammy U me ha recibido a mí y a 7,000 estudiantes de todo el mundo. Tammy U me impulsa a ser grande, enciende mi mente y hace mi corazón latir. Imagina las posibilidades cuando eres impulsado por Tammy U.
Inscríbete ahora para verano y otoño. Visita tammyu.edu y sé impulsado.
3, 2, 1. Number 1. That's Laredo's #1 Chevy dealer. Family Chevrolet turns the best day ever into the best month ever. 15% off. Not good enough, but 25% off. Now that makes it the best month ever. With over 600 vehicles available, makes it the best pricing ever. 2015 Equinox, 2015 Traverse. Not 15, but 25% off. And the best financing rates for the best month ever. 1.9 interest. Family Chevrolet of Laredo.com.
The new Lemur, Dustin Geiger, leads things off in the bottom of the 6th. He led off the 4th inning with a strikeout. Geiger 0 for 2 in this game with 2 strikeouts. Something he didn't do much of in his time in Wichita. First pitch misses way high. The off-speed pitch from Blake Oliver, who's back on the mound for a 6th inning of work. In his last start, a win at Amarillo, he went 7 innings, gave up just 2 earned runs on 6 hits. He's trying to match that. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. Geiger was out in front. The 23-year-old from Merritt Island, Florida, was just traded to the Lemurs this weekend in a move that sent right-handed pitcher Omar Ben Cuomo to the Wingnuts. Geiger brings his .351 average to Laredo. He hits this one in the air towards right field. That's going to get down for a leadoff single. Geiger takes a very conservative turn around first base as the ball comes back into second, and the Lemurs have a leadoff man aboard for the 2nd inning in a row. Let's see what the Lemurs can do with it. Geiger has his first hit in a Lemurs uniform, and that brings up Juan Silverio. Silverio 0 for 2 so far tonight, but he is the hero from last night's game after he hit a grand slam. That was a wild one last night. The Lemurs were trailing 3-0. It was the bottom of the 6th inning. The rain was starting to come down. It seemed like it was only a matter of time before the tarp came out, and Silverio blasted one over the left field fence. He digs into the right-handed batter's box here to face the righty Oliver. As Geiger leads off of first. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to center field. That's going back. On the run is the center fielder Elder. He has a beat on it. He makes the catch. Will fire it back into first. And sliding back in is Geiger. What a cannon attached to the arm of Chris Elder in center field. He not only read that ball hit well into the right center field gap off the bat of Silverio, but then nearly threw out Geiger, who looked like he was off on contact, off the bat, I thought that was going to be an extra base hit for Juan Silverio. Instead, it's a very long fly out, and that brings up Brian Peterson. So Silverio was 3 for 4 last night, now 0 for 3 to start tonight's game, and that brings up Brian Peterson. He's 1 for 2, and this is his 6th game with the team after he joined the Lemurs on June 23rd. Joined the team, played the last game of the series against Joplin, and now has played every game behind the plate as the Lemurs catcher in this 4-game set against the Airhogs. Righty-righty matchup here. Wind up. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses low and outside. Blake Oliver on the mound. Right-handed hitters are batting .294 against him, and all opponents are hitting .324 against him when there's a runner on base. Brian Peterson, coming into tonight's game, had just 2 hits and 18 at-bats. So we'll see if he can start to get the juices going here as he swings and hits this one foul. Starts to get working, starts to get into the swing of things. It takes a couple games for players. New team is count 1-1 to Peterson. He digs back into the right-handed batters. So there's that excuse over the first couple everyday players. They're in the middle of the grind now. Swung on and missed is Peterson. Takes a little practice cut as he steps out of the right-handed batter's box and will dig back in. The 37-year-old steps back in. Oliver right under it. Now we'll move a little. Stunts like he's going to throw over to back to first, and Geiger retreats back. And the throw comes into second base. And there's now 2 away for the Lemurs in the bottom of the 6th. So what looked like a promising start to the inning. Back-to-back flyouts down in this game 3-2. They got their 8th hit of the game earlier this inning. They really haven't had any offense since the 3rd inning when they scored a run to take a 2-1 lead. Lemurs got 1 in the 1st. Airhogs got 1 in the 2nd. Lemurs got 1 in the 3rd. Airhogs got 2 in the 4th. And that's all the scoring we've seen so far tonight. First pitch to Bailey. Fastball catches the outside corner. Strike 1. Blake Oliver, in his 5th start and 11th total appearance on the mound with the Grand Prairie Airhogs, has been very good. He's scattered some hits, given up some early runs, but has since settled down and induced some flyouts on these Lemurs bats. Fastball misses upstairs to Bailey, evens up the count 1-1. Luke Bailey, the former 4th-round pick of the Tampa Bay Rays in the 2009 MLB draft, had a very promising start to his career out of LaGrange, Georgia, but then had some injury bad luck. Finds himself with the Laredo Lemurs for the first time in 2015. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit in the air towards shallow left field. Getting under it is the shortstop Estrada. He will wave everyone else off and make the catch. So a leadoff single, and the Lemurs can't do anything with it. 4 up and 3 down. They get 1 hit.
Right now, you could be in business administration at such as accounting, human resources, banking, and marketing at Kaplan College. Call 800-617-0800. Right now, you could be working towards an exciting new career in business administration. At Kaplan College Laredo, you'll have the chance to gain professional degree could open such as accounting, human resources to your new career at Kaplan.
Programs at www.kaplan.
Water Chicken Club. The chicken, tomato, bacon, and then the honey mustard adds a nice sweet flavor to it.
All the flavors come together just perfect. I mean, not only do I want to eat it, but I keep wanting to look at it.
The crunchiness of the bacon adds a really nice texture.
Honey mustard and chicken just go together. You know, sweet and savory, it's a perfect mix.
Try the new Honey Mustard Water Chicken Club. Only at Whataburger for a limited time.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific Boys and Girls Clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
New pitcher for the Lemurs. It's number 25, Ryan Beckman, making his 18th appearance with the club. It's the top of the 7th inning, which means the middle innings are done, which means my work in the broadcast is done. To take you the rest of the way, here's Bill Harrington.
Thank you very much, Cameron. Here we go into the top of the 7th inning. Yeah, Ryan Beckman taking the mound here for the Laredo Lemurs. Kind of a surprise. We were told that Ryan Beckman was going to start tomorrow's game. So who is now going to be the starter for tomorrow's game? Maybe it's just a workout. Maybe he's just getting himself pumped up for the start tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. And of course, Cameron's going to go ahead and ask manager Pete Gavilla after tonight's ball game exactly who will start tomorrow for the Laredo Lemurs. Maybe it was a ploy. Maybe it was just to throw somebody off the scent of Ryan Beckman. We'll have to wait and see. Lemurs are down 3-2. Here's Brian Myro into the box. He swings at the first pitch, hits it on a line into center field. Dennis Phipps will rush in, and he'll reach out and make the catch. So Brian Myro retired on one pitch. And Victor Diaz, the next batter. So the Lemurs down 3-2. Lemurs scored first in the ball game. They got a run back in the first inning to get things going. And then the Airhogs came right back in the second inning and put up a run to tie up the game at 1 apiece. And then the Lemurs would come back in the third. They would take the lead again, a 2-1 lead after scoring 1 run. Here's the pitch to Diaz, and that one clips the outside corner for a strike. Lemurs had Jeudy Valdez lead off with a double. And when Kevin Taylor hit into a double play after the Abel Nieves single, that would score the run from third base. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. So the Lemurs scored 2 runs. And then the Grand Prairie Airhogs would put up 2 more runs in the 4th inning. And that's where we sit right now. A 3-2 ball game. 9 hits for the Airhogs, 8 hits for the Lemurs. And the delivery swung on in a line drive into the glove of the third baseman, Silverio. He leaps up into the air and pulls it down with him. Nicely done there by Silverio, and an L5 into your scorebook. And that was the first time tonight that Victor Diaz did not pick up a hit. He had 2 singles and a double going into that at bat. He hit the ball well, but it was right at the third baseman, Silverio. He was able to jump up and take away a hit. So here's Zane Chavez. By the way, Beckman on the season, a record of 1 win and no losses, a 1.92 ERA over 17 appearances for Laredo. He's been a very nice addition to this club. In fact, the whole bullpen has done really, really good this year. Been really impressed by the Lemurs bullpen. Here's Zane Chavez. The pitch to him. He swings and ropes it into right field for a base hit. I don't ever hear anybody say a frozen rope anymore. I'm going to bring that back. I'm going to bring back the frozen rope. That's what that was right there, a frozen rope. Here's Robbie Estrada. Robbie Estrada's got a base hit. He picked it up in the 2nd inning. That's when he came around to score. And that was the first run for the Airhogs back in the 2nd. So a left-handed batter, Estrada. 1 for 3 officially on the day. Lemurs will take on the Joplin Blasters tomorrow. It's going to be the first time the Blasters are coming into Laredo. And the first pitch is a little bit low to the batter, Estrada. Remember, the Lemurs swept the Joplin Blasters up in Joplin before they came home and started taking on the Grand Prairie Airhogs in this series. So those two teams have met recently. And the Lemurs swept them, so I'm sure the Joplin Blasters have something in mind for the Lemurs when they come down here to Uni-Trade Stadium. Here's the 1-0. Swung on in a fly ball to left field, but that's going to get out of play and foul. So it should be a good series coming up. The Blasters are going to be in town for 4 games. So it'll be the first time the Joplin Blasters come into Laredo. And if you're in Laredo, come on out to the ballpark and boo the Blasters because vision? Come on, guys. Here's the one. Think about it. Wichita and Grand Prairie has the same colors. They're not the exact same, of course. They have different names on the front of the chest, but they're very similar. 2 balls and 1 strike. The delivery swung on. That one's tapped off the top of the plate. So Wichita and Grand Prairie, same colors, black and red. Lemurs and Blasters, black and gold. And then you got the Amarillo Thunderheads, who are they were multicolors this year. They're wearing Mets blue, the yellow from the Amarillo Sox, and they have a red color. I don't know what to call it. Maybe just a regular red. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. That's a changeup, and that's strike 3. That's going to do it for Robbie Estrada. That does it for the Airhogs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Lemurs need some runs. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs Baseball.
Real proud to say that we serve the great Reynolds has a huge selection of inflatables for every budget. And to add to the party, we rent tables, chairs, snow cone machines, popcorn machines, and cotton candy machines that will help take your party to the next level. We also have moonwalks and bounce houses. Contact Texas Inflatable Rentals at 956-436-3909 or at texasinflatablerentals.com and book with the coupon code LEMURS for a 10% discount. That's Texas Inflatable Rentals, Laredo's largest water slide.
Looking to travel this summer? If the year-round flights to Las Vegas aren't fit for you, take advantage of Allegiant's direct flights from Laredo International Airport to Orlando. For as low as $119 round trip, you and your family can be in Orlando in 2.5 hours. Fly in comfort from your Laredo International Airport. Visit Allegiant.com for details and specials.
Sweating through another barn burner at your team's bar?
Sure am.
Wish you had some ice-cold refreshment?
You bet.
Then Coors Light may be right for you. Could result in meeting new people, epic fist bumps, epic forearm bumps, epic or chest bumps, touchdown dancing, break dancing, line dancing, dancing like nobody's watching, awesome refreshment for the win, and one-of-a-kind Rocky Mountain Cold refreshment. Ask your bartender for Coors Light today.
Definitely.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
All right, for the Lemurs, as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, it's going to be Medeiros, Valdez, and Nieves coming up to the plate. Lemurs are down 3-2. There's Jared Medeiros, getting ready to get into the batter's box. 1 for 2 on the day, picked up a single in his last at bat in the 5th inning. Medeiros, a right-handed batter. Take a few practice swings here, and let's go and get you up to date on the American Association scoreboard. By the way, the starting pitcher, Blake Oliver, still on the mound for Grand Prairie. He's done a nice job for his team. Has held the Lemurs scoreless over the last 3 innings. Has only allowed 2 runs to the Lemurs here tonight. And the first pitch to Medeiros, he hits it right over. He'll do a sidearm sling over to first base, and that'll do it for Jared. 1 down. So here's the scoreboard for you. Kansas City and Three Rivers rained out. They're playing in Three Rivers, the Trois Rivers Eagles of the Can-Am League. Yeah, rained out again. Kansas City has been rained out quite a bit lately. Remember, they had those 3 games against Joplin where they got rained out straight. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all games got rained out. They played on Monday against Joplin, but so they have some doubleheaders scheduled for the end of the year now in August when Joplin and Kansas City meet up again. Here's the batter, Jeudy Valdez. The fastball misses inside. So Kansas City can't get a game in. I would be curious to see how many games have actually been rained out that Kansas City plays. Maybe Cameron can look that up for us. 1 ball and no strikes. We'll let you know here shortly. Saints beat the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks today 6-2 as the pitch is on the outside corner. A fastball there to Jeudy Valdez. Series there between Joplin and Wichita. 1 ball and 1 strike. A breaking ball hits the outside corner right below the belt. In there for a strike, 1-2. So yeah, Joplin won the 2 games of the doubleheader. They won Friday, lost on Saturday, and won here today. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fastball low and in. Gary over Lincoln today, 5-3. And a couple of games still in action. Our game here with the Grand Prairie Airhogs and the Amarillo Thunderheads are playing the Sioux City Explorers. They're knotted up at 3 apiece. They're in the top of the 7th up there in Sioux City. The 2-2 pitch. Changeup misses low and away. So a full count now to Jeudy Valdez. Yes, you have an update for us.
Yeah, so we're looking at the Kansas City Three Rivers game that was canceled today. And the T-Bones play 3 against the Rockland Boulders coming up next. And then they will have a day off on July 2nd.
So a chopper over to the third baseman, grabbing the ball, Castano. He'll plant and throw strongly over to first base. And a 5-3 put out for Valdez. So, but how many, is that the T-Bone schedule? Yeah. I want to see how many games have actually been rained out. I think they've had a lot of rainouts this year. So if you can kind of tell. 3, 4 counting today, 5, 6. They've had 6 games canceled due to rain. How are they going to make all that stuff up and be healthy going forward? I knew they've had a lot. I mean, just with the 3 there against Joplin, that's throwing you off.
The
And
3
then
in a row against Joplin, 2 of them have been postponed to August. It looks like the other ones have, except for the one today, have been made up.
Okay, so
now there are 3 games that are still that they need to make up.
They still have those 3 hanging out there from Joplin. Wow.
Well, they have 2 of the 3 from Joplin. They still need to make
right,
up.
well, how about this Three Rivers game? They can't go back to Three Rivers and play
unless they come back on their way back up from New Jersey. Now that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, they'd have to have a day off. The 1-0. That one is high, and of course you have to then get back to Kansas City. Crazy. Yeah, Kansas City going through it this year with the rainouts. 2 balls and no strikes to Abel Nieves. Lemurs down by a run. Having a lot of fun here at Uni-Trade Stadium tonight. Bill Harrington along with Cameron Songer. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one is called a strike on the outside part of the plate, a slider there. When Cameron goes down and does the post-game report, I don't know if you stick around that late into the post-game show. We watch you on the camera, Cameron, and we get to partially hear what you say to the players when you do the post-game. As a fastball comes in right underneath the letters of Abel Nieves for a strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But that's the guy. That's him sitting next to me. He's the guy that goes down there and does the player interviews after the game, and it's always a joy to have a chance to watch that and see those interviews. The 2-2 pitch, low and outside. So Abel Nieves trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Laredo Lemurs. Just kind of been a ho-hum day for the Lemurs. They got 8 hits, but they're just leaving guys on base. So far tonight, they've left 5 base runners out there. The 3-2 delivery swung and a ground ball up to the shortstop. Estrada dives. He has it behind the bag at second. An easy throw over to first base. He got up and said, I have plenty of time to throw this ball. And made a strike over to first base. And the Lemurs go down in order. That's the first time tonight that the Lemurs have gone down in order. They've had a base runner every inning except for that inning right there. So it looks like Blake Oliver getting stronger as he moves on throughout the night. The Lemurs are down 3-2. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs Baseball. Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit Hot Dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito Hamburger and Cabrito Hot Dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering, L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light? Which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries, which led to there's got to be a better way to look up words, which led to the invention of spell check, which led to better resumes, promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite, we invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
All right, we go to the top of the 8th inning. Ryan Beckman staying out there on the hill, so pretty much assuring that he will not start tomorrow's game. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. The Lemurs signed a new player today, or actually yesterday, but we did not see him play in yesterday's ball game. And I'm wondering if he's going to be the one that's actually going to start in tomorrow's ball game now, because he's probably the freshest arm that the Lemurs have, even though he's primarily known as a relief pitcher. We'll probably see him on the mound to start the game tomorrow against Joplin as Chris Elder swings through one right here out of the hand of Ryan Beckman. So the new person that's on the team for the Lemurs is named Travis Stout. He's called Travis Stout. No, his name is Travis Stout. 3-2 the score. No balls and 1 strike to count to the batter, Elder. Beckman steps off the back of the rubber. Elder will quickly step out of the batter's box and right back in. Get you the big league scoreboard for you here tonight. As the first pitch, or the next pitch is swung on, grounded up to the first baseman. Charging the ball is the first baseman, Geiger. Geiger tries to bat. It's going to be an error on Geiger, who's going to be on base. Up to the plate now for in the 4th. He came around to score then. So he's 0 for 2 officially, but he has scored a run. So runner at first. And skipping out to his lead over there is Elder, and a toss over to first, and they almost have him picked off. If he had another step off of the bag, he would have been done. Beckman might have wanted waited just another half heartbeat for going as he was stepping off of the bag. And a toss to first, and that's sharp. So Lemurs are down. And taking a look down to the third base coach is Miguel Castano. Beckman bent at the waist. He cradles that mid in like he's holding a baby near his chest. Long set, and now the throw home, and bunt shown there by the batter, Castano. He lets it miss outside, though. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the Lemurs do not want to allow any more runs here in this ball game. Blake Oliver has been tremendous so far tonight against Laredo. Not easy to hold down this Lemurs club. They've done so here with only 2 runs remitted foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. So here's your big league scoreboard. I know you've been waiting around for it. I know you've been going, where is my big league scoreboard, Bill? Well, here it is. I got it for you. Don't worry. We'll take care of you here on the broadcast. Baltimore over Cleveland right now, 8-0. And that game's in the bottom of the 7th inning. I do not believe that's the game of the day, though, on a Sunday night in Major League Baseball. I think it's the Cubs and the Cardinals, and they're delayed, and they're currently in a rain delay, it looks like, up there in St. Louis. A 1-1 count. The infielder's playing way in, and the ball is bunted at and bunted foul. Both the corner guys are ready to crash down on that bunt. So Cubs and Cardinals, they're in a rain delay. They're in the middle of the 2nd. Washington beats Philadelphia today 3-2. Strasburg gets the win. He moves to 5-5 on the year. And they played a doubleheader today, in fact, between Washington and Philadelphia. Philadelphia won a fun day. Go to the big league ballpark, and it was probably 2 separate admissions. Going out is Valdez. Valdez, the second baseman for the Lemurs, Jeudy Valdez. Toronto 3, Texas 2. That's a final. Put that one into the record books. Tigers beat the White Sox 5-4 today. And the Red Sox get by the Tampa Bay Rays 5-3. Mets over the Reds. That game took 13 innings. They played a doubleheader as well. Remember, a lot of the games on the East Coast yesterday got rained out. There was 3 rainouts on the East Coast for Major League Baseball yesterday. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. That one is low for a ball. So the Mets beat the Reds in the first game, and that one went 13 innings. Mets win 2-1. Nothing. Center field, hustling in. Dennis Fitz, 1 down. Josh Etherly coming up. Do it with injury to deal with that one. He got hit right in the jaw. That's a final. Atlanta wins 2-1. Baltimore beats Cleveland in the first game of that double dip to make up yesterday's rain out. Baltimore wins 4-0. Here's Etherly. Etherly takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. Runner at second base. And a 0-1 count to Etherly. Lemurs are down by a run. It's 3-2. Grand Prairie. Milwaukee 5, Minnesota 3. And the Astros they beat the New York Yankees today 3-1. The 0-1 pitch swung on, and that one's tapped foul right at the plate. Angels over the Mariners today 3-2. That game ended in 10 innings. The Giants beat the Rockies 6-3. Madison Bumgarner hit his 2nd home run of the season. Mad Bum, one of the pitchers there for the Giants, going deep, showing off his power. Cameron and I were saying he should play first base for the Giants and be in the regular lineup. He'd probably hit 15 to 20 home runs a year. I don't know what else he would do, but he would hit a lot of home runs. No balls and 2 strikes. Remember last year, Mad Bum hit 2 grand slams for the Giants and helped to win the World Series. The 0-2 pitch misses outside. So Kansas City beats Oakland 5-3. This is in Houston. So Etherly on the day out there in the American. So the runner at second base is Chris Elder. He reached on an error by the first baseman. Goes over to second base on an error by the pitcher. The 1-2 swung on, and a ground ball foul up the first base line. It gets over by the first base coaching box, and the first base coach has to scatter out of the way of that one. He has to do the karaoke. He had to do the line dance. He had to do the 1-2 shuffle. Today in Major League Baseball, it might be a record for how many games were played in one day. One ball, the home plate umpire, Brian Peterson, out of the inning. Normally in a Major League, some sort in Major League Baseball, sometime tomorrow stuff until the morning. Gruder checks his swing. Well, to improve to 2 for 2. 2 runs to tie the franchise record for 4 hits and RBIs in a game by a pitcher. So that's the walk to McGruder, by the way. And Ridge Hopae coming up to the plate now. So runners at first and second base, and Hopae from the right-handed batter's box. The pitch. Slider swung on and missed. 2 outs in the inning. We're in the top of the 8th. Lemurs are down a run. 3-2 is your score. And the delivery swung on and missed. Here's another note on Matz. He is the first pitcher on record debut, and he's the only pitcher with 4 RBIs plus, or 4+ RBIs in his major league debut, regardless of hits. No balls and 2 strikes, so definitely a record setter there today. Baseball, his debut, and including position players, 1990. The 1-2 delivery swung on. That one's grounded back to Beckman. Beckman goes down to a knee, gets up quickly, climbs on top of the mound, and throws over to first base. And Ho'opa'i is retired. Seemed like kind of a long inning for only 1 batter. Well, actually 2 batters reached, and there was a walk mixed in there, but it seemed like it was kind of long. But nonetheless, the Lemurs work out of the trouble. We're into the bottom of the 8th inning. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs Baseball. Lemurs down 3-2.
Do you want to sit in a car for 7 hours, risk a flat tire, traffic, or highway construction delays? Fly direct from Laredo International Airport to Dallas-Fort Worth on American Airlines. From Dallas, you can change planes and take a flight to Tokyo, London, or even Rio de Janeiro. With 4 daily arrivals and departures, American Airlines is sure to have a connection that works best for you. So avoid spending hours in the car or risk an accident on the highway or even a flat tire. Fly in comfort from Laredo International Airport. Visit AA.com for details and to book a reservation.
Crowd at the bar making you sweat?
Uh-huh.
Could you use some ice-cold refreshment?
You bet.
Then Coors Light may be right for you. Could result in epic nights, maximum refreshment, great times, awesome memories, high fives, smiles, Rocky Mountain refreshment, Blue Mountain refreshment, quadruple epic refreshment, killer parties, and totally refreshed killer parties. Ask your bartender for Coors Light today.
Definitely.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost-brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
This summer, Allegiant will increase to 4 weekly flights to Las Vegas, Nevada. If gambling in Vegas works, Legoland, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and the Kennedy Spin Specials.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Need a little spark in your life? Then come on out to Uni-Trade Stadium for Friday night fireworks. Tickets start as low as $5, and you'll get to see great baseball and great fireworks all in one night. To get tickets, call 956-7-LEMURS or go online at LaredoLemurs.com. I'll see you at the ballpark. Hey, Lemurs. All right, back to Uni-Trade Stadium. Bill Harrington and Cameron Songer coming to you here from the ballpark today. The Lemurs are down 3-2, and a new pitcher coming on for the Grand Prairie Airhogs. So Blake Oliver is all done. Tyrell Harris takes over on the mound. And you got to tip your cap to Blake Oliver. He had a nice day today for the Grand Prairie Airhogs. He pitched in 7 innings, gave up 8 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked only 1 batter and struck out 3 Lemurs. So he's in the line for the victory right now. Here's the pitch from Tyrell Harris to Kevin Taylor. Taylor will swing through that one. Taylor normally wears number 7, but today he's got number 43 on his back. I don't think he has a number 7 in the camouflage uniform. I've seen him wear a couple of different numbers with the camo jerseys on this year. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung and a liner right at Diaz. Wow. Taylor smoked it, but it went right into the glove of the first baseman Diaz. And that takes away a base hit from Taylor. That'll bring up Dennis Phipps. Well, here's a little bit about Tyrell Harris. He's got a 1-1 record and a 3.15 ERA over 17 games. He's got 3 saves under his belt, has thrown in 20 innings, has struck out 22 batters, has walked 12, and has given up 17 hits. He last pitched against the Lemurs just the other day, and he was actually tossed out of yesterday's ball game. He was one of the guys. He was working as a first base coach yesterday for the Grand Prairie Airhogs. Here's the pitch to Phipps, and it's a fastball on the outside corner at the knees. Good for a strike, 0-1. He was working as the first base coach when Magruder got called out on strikes. Magruder got tossed for arguing with the home plate umpire, and then Tyrell Harris came down, and he leaned into the umpire as well. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball misses up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. So it just kind of makes me wonder if Tyrell Harris will even get a favorable strike call here. No, I don't think the umpires have that long of a memory, and well, maybe they do. They probably do. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Tyrell Harris is entering his 2nd season with the Airhogs. Started last season with Bridgeport, the Bluefish of the Atlantic League, but joined the Airhogs in June. He was drafted by the Braves in the 19th round back in 2009 out of the University of Tennessee. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball swung on, and Phipps pulls the emergency trigger and fouls the ball out of play. Harris moved up through the Braves organization, reaching Double-A Mississippi. Move that sent first baseman Derek down with the first base umpire. He did 9 balls and 2 strikes in the last 3 months of the play for Grand Prairie. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The wind starting to pick up a little bit as we move on throughout the game tonight. A 2-2 count. Now Phipps is going to step out of the batter's box. One out in the inning. And Harris and Chavez can't get together on a pitch. So the next step is for Chavez to get out from behind home plate and go talk things over with Tyrell Harris. But they're going to try to connect here one more time as Phipps steps into the batter's box. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harris winds slowly and throws home, and that one is called strike 3 at the knees on the outside corner of the plate. And Phipps is retired. He is 0 for 4 today. His 11-game hit streak definitely in trouble. That may be his last at bat of the game. Here comes Dustin Geiger. Well, Geiger's got a base hit in his first appearance with the Lemurs. This is his first game with the club. He's 1 for 3. If you're just tuning in, Geiger was traded for Omar Bencuomo of the Lemurs. Bencuomo was a pitcher for Laredo. He was actually Bencuomo was traded to Laredo for Matt Pageant earlier this year. And now we get Geiger back as we trade Bencuomo back. Geiger swings at the first pitch he sees, pops it up on the infield. Who's going to take this one? Magruder, the second baseman on the infield grass, will reach up and make the catch. And the Lemurs go silently into the night here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Don't wake Grandma. We're going to head to the top of the 9th inning. Lemurs down 3-2. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs Baseball.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today. For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn: Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Tokyo Garden of Laredo is located at 2515 East Del Mar Boulevard, and they serve the best sushi in town. Stop by Tokyo Garden for a quick lunch or a fancy dinner. Either way, you're going to enjoy our fine cuisine. Did you just get off work? Then come on by and check out our happy hour specials. Tokyo Garden, well, you'll find the best sushi in Laredo.
Right now, when you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. Stronger with extras. And you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
Hey fans, every Monday night at Uni-Trade Stadium is Margarita Monday. Come on out to the ballpark and cool off with an ice-cold margarita for only $2. But please do not drink them too fast. You might get a brain freeze. To get tickets, call 956-7-LEMURS. Check us out at LaredoLemurs.com.
Pro Mega Signs of Laredo is there for all of your printing and signage needs. We can be found at 1615 Jackman Road in Laredo, or you can reach us by phone at 956-7-2110.
In over 40 years,
homes than all other builders combined. And there are reasons for this: integrity, responsibility, service, and of course quality. So if you're thinking about making the greatest investment in your life, think of the one builder who's dedicated its entire life to helping the Laredo family. Think Armadillo Homes, armadillohomes.com. Go Lemurs.
Laredo.
All right, for the Lemurs, Luis De La Cruz taking over on the hill. The Lemurs are down by a run as we go to the top of the 9th inning. So De La Cruz is going to be tabbed with keeping the score right where it's at. And the Lemurs are going to try to pull a come-from-behind victory one more time here. Lemurs came from behind last night to win. It was in the 6th inning, though, when the Lemurs scored their runs. Lemurs came from behind against the Joplin Blasters up in Joplin on Wednesday. That was in the top of the 9th inning, so the Lemurs can do it in walk-off fashion tonight if they can mount a rally. Into the batter's box is Brian Myro. The fastball hums in there and hits the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. So the Lemurs down by a run. Tomorrow night's game, remember today we started at 6 o'clock, the 0-1 delivery. A fastball on the outside corner. Good pitch there by De La Cruz, 0-2 to Myro. So today we started at 6. Tomorrow we'll be back at 7:30 starts. And it'll be 7:30 starts for the whole Joplin Blasters series here at Uni-Trade Stadium. No balls and 2 strikes. And if you ever need to know when a game starts, the 0-2, that one's low for a ball, you can go to LaredoLemurs.com, go to the schedule, and there it is. All lined out for you. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You can also go to the American Association website. They have all the games and what times they start. 1 ball and 2 strikes. De La Cruz working out of the stretch with nobody on. He'll throw. That is outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luis De La Cruz, a recent acquisition of the Laredo Lemurs. So he hasn't been with the club for too long. He's only pitching in his 3rd game with Laredo right now. He's got no wins and no losses. Last pitched against Grand Prairie the other day on the 26th. A swing here by Myro on a fastball, and he fouls the ball off. De La Cruz was signed as a non-drafted free agent at the age of 18 by the San Diego Padres. He was drafted picked up out of the Dominican Republic. He spent 9 years in the Padres organization, reaching up to AA ball in San Antonio. While he was with the San Diego organization, he put up a record of 23 wins and 35 losses and a 4.46 ERA. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and there goes the bat into the stands. Look out, it'll ping-pong up and bounce around a little bit. Oh, boy. That was really dangerous. There was 2 fans sitting over there, and the bat went right over their heads and landed in the seat behind them. That's going to be strike 3, and Myro will go back into the dugout. Man, that bat went far. Luckily, everybody was okay. So 1 down in the inning, and Victor Diaz is going to be the next guy to come up to the plate. And you could hear the boos in the background. The reason there's people booing is that the Lemurs have asked for the bat back. And we'll see what Brian Myro does, if he gives another bat away or if he's going to give him a baseball or what exactly is going to be handed out. Usually there's some sort of exchange. A 2-2. Oh, no, there's no 2-2 count. This is a new batter. A line drive to the second baseman. Valdez reaches down and makes the catch. And that'll take care of Victor Diaz on 1 pitch. Now coming up to the plate, Zane Chavez. Actually, that is Victor Diaz stepping into the batter's box. Did they just bat out of order? This is Diaz into the batter's box now. Who just batted? No, well, Myro was the one that struck out, but who hit the line out to the second baseman? Diaz swings at a pitch and hits one high in the air into center. Phipps has no idea where it's at. Now he's going to come in and make the catch, and he had everybody fooled. Okay, so the at-bat continued for Myro. Now that makes more sense. Okay. They had 2 and 2 up on the scoreboard, and I thought that was the 3rd strike. So Diaz just flew out to center field. There's 2 down, and Zayden Chavez coming up to the plate. So there's 2 outs in the inning. So Myro left, and when he left the batter's box, as the first pitch is outside, he went and got a new baseball bat and came back into the batter's box. I thought he was leaving to leave. Thought he was done. A 1-0. Fastball low. De La Cruz wants a new baseball. 3 runs on 10 hits for Grand Prairie. 2 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors tonight for the Laredo Lemurs. Both of the errors for the Lemurs coming on pickoff plays at first base. Two of the pitchers have thrown balls past the first baseman tonight. The 2-0 pitch, a fastball, ooh, way inside. Ball 4. His base. So coming up to the plate, Robbie Estrada. Estrada on the day, he's 1 for 4. He picked up a single back in the second inning and came in to score that inning. The air sent, so in the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th inning, and partially here in the 9th inning, they haven't scored a run. The Lemurs have had a silent night since the 4th. They did not, well, since the 3rd. They scored a run in the 3rd, and it's branded since. Lemurs says 1 ball and no strikes. So the Lemurs are down a run here with the letters of the times like a magic wand. Chavez, the catcher, with a big bushy beard on his face. Wonder if that helps out. I wonder if the beard on the face as a catcher with the mask against the face helps or hurts. Here's the 2-1. Called a strike. That was a fastball in the outside corner, right above the knee. Even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 out. A little bit underneath it. Now he'll come in. Bottom of the 9th. The Lemurs need a wrap.
And we're ready. That's why I've chosen Texas A&M International University. I want a 4-year degree and the opportunities that it brings. TAMU has welcomed me and more than 7,000 students from around the world. TAMU empowers me to greatness, ignites my mind, and propels me to my future and my impact. Imagine the possibilities when you're powered by TAMU.
Register now for summer and fall. Visit tamu.edu and get powered.
Since Extending Technologies opened for business in 1998, they have worked to establish solid relationships with their clients. They are set to maintain the highest standards of service and integrity and to perform work of only the highest quality, achieving client satisfaction on every project. They have attained these goals through a tradition of care and professional pride. They serve a wide range of corporations and small business franchises. Extending Technologies has the tools and expertise for any technical need that your business may have. Call us here in Laredo at 725-2654. That's 725-2654 for Ascending Technologies.
Capital Care EMS, located at 1510 Calle Norte, Suite number 11, invites you to experience a new standard in medical transportation, servicing Laredo and all surrounding areas. Capital Care EMS provides transports to wound care treatments, HBO treatments, dialysis treatments, doctor's appointments, radiation treatments, chemotherapy treatments, and many more. From emergency medical transport to x-rays and lab work, our state-certified EMTs and paramedics are readily available 24 hours a day when you need them most. Capital Care EMS accepts most major medical insurances, including Medicare, Medicaid, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, and many more. Capital Care EMS is locally owned and operated. Call now for your free consultation. 956-712-8911. That's 956-712-8911. Capital Care EMS, creating a new standard in medical transportation. Capital Care EMS, the official ambulance of your Laredo Lemurs.
All right, here we go into the bottom of the 9th inning. Strap it on. The Lemurs need a rally. Lemurs down 3-2. And they're going to send up Silverio, Peterson, and Bailey to the plate. And they're going to face off against Zachary Dando. So Dando, the relief pitcher, he's got 4 saves under his belt so far this year. So here's Silverio, last night's hero in the ball game, hitting a grand slam home run for the Lemurs. And a fastball misses high. Dando pitched on Friday against Laredo. He pitched an inning and picked up the save in the ball game. That was the 1 win the Airhogs got. So the Lemurs lead the series right now 2-1, but this is the 4th game of the set, 4th and final game of the set, and right now Grand Prairie leads the game. The delivery, high and tight, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Dando, in his 24 innings, has walked 5 batters, and Silverio's worked ahead, 2 balls and no strikes right here. Dando, a right-handed pitcher, 6'3", 200 pounds, out of Central Arizona Junior College. He fires the 2-0 pitch, and that one hits the outside corner for a strike. So make it 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, that would have been a big difference there if that was 3-0. Definitely would have put the ball in Silverio's court. He's still got the advantage here with a 2-1 count. Dando still has to come in. He doesn't want to fall behind 3-1. And the fastball misses away. So now it is 3 balls and 1 strike to Juan Silverio. Now, can Silverio be a hero again? He's got 6 home runs on the season. Why not? Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball away. That's ball 4, so Silverio walks. That's only his 8th walk of the season in a Lemurs uniform. That's the first time he's been on base tonight. The Lemurs have not had anyone in scoring position since the 6th inning. Well, since the 5th inning, but in the 6th, 7th, and 8th, they never had anybody in scoring position. They had Jared Medeiros at third base back in the 5th, and they couldn't drive him in. And overall, the Lemurs have left 6 runners on tonight. And 3 of them have been left in scoring position. And 1 of them left at third base. But since the 5th inning where they had Medeiros at third, the only base runner they had was Dustin Geiger, who reached first base. Here's the pitch to Peterson. Peterson shows bunt, pulls back. Silverio has to hustle back into first base as the throw from Chavez goes down to first. And he slides back in safely, does Silverio. Lemurs down a run. Brian Peterson showing bunt there and actually bunting at the ball, so it's no balls and 1 strike. So he's just trying to move Silverio over to do anything he can to make sure that runner gets to second base. The pitch, bunt shown and bunted up to the first baseman. Dando goes right by it, hustling in. McGruder. McGruder has to throw it. It gets by Brian Peterson and goes into the dugout for the Lemurs. So Silverio is going to be at third base. Peterson's going to second. Well, here we go. Just what the Lemurs ordered. So Peterson bunts the ball. And it goes up the first base side. Dando couldn't get to it. Magruder had to charge. Magruder did a quick turn and threw it over the head of the first baseman, and the ball goes back into the Lemurs dugout. And now there's going to be a runner for the Lemurs. Ty Forney is going to come in to run for Brian Peterson. So the Lemurs are down 3-2, but the tying run's at third. The go-ahead run is at second base for the Lemurs, and Luke Bailey is coming up to the plate. And I told you to strap it on, folks. This one's about to get exciting, and here we go. Exciting. Well, we might see Luke Bailey walked here. We'll have to wait and see. The infield's going to have to play in. Of course, they'll probably still have to play in, even with the bases loaded. Got to cut off anything coming home. So the infield's going to play in now. And Zane Chavez goes down into the crouch. So Ty Forney now at second base instead of Brian Peterson. Here's the pitch. That one swung in a line drive down the right field line. Foul. Bailey hit it well, but just foul by about 3 or 4 feet. That would have been an exciting play to score 2 runs for the Lemurs. So Silverio, who reached on a walk at third base. Ty Forney, I put down Ty Peterson in my scorebook. It's Ty Forney over there at second for the Lemurs. Here's the delivery swung. That one's chopped high off the plate. It's going to go into foul territory. So Luke Bailey going to sit in the 0-2 hole. So no balls and 2 strikes to Bailey after the 2 foul balls. Castano, Estrada, Magruder, and Diaz all playing around the lip of the grass for the Grand Prairie Airhogs. Now this is the most excitement we've had all night. Here's the 0-2. Fastball way outside. Chavez had to come out of his crouch and grab that one. It almost went behind him. Now a 1-2 count to Bailey. Bailey earlier in the game had a double. That was back in the second. He's officially 1 for 3 today with a couple of flyouts. Dando gets the sign. He'll come set. He'll throw home, and a fastball swung on and fouled away. An emergency swing there by Luke Bailey. Keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, nice, comfortable night here at Uni-Trade Stadium this evening, and this game has gone from kind of a snoozer to a bruiser all of a sudden. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I didn't know what else would rhyme with cruiser. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch is swung, grounded up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. Silverio scores. Here comes Forney. He scores, and the Lemurs have won the ball game. A bottom of the ninth walk-off win for the Laredo Lemurs. A up the middle, and the Lemurs win the game. They're bringing out the bucket. They're going to douse Bailey. Incredible. The Laredo Lemurs win this one somehow, some way. They've had 3 comebacks this week. There's something they really haven't done all season long was come from behind for wins. And they've done it 3 times this week. Incredible. The Lemurs are now 20-16 on the season with the victory, and they win over the Grand Prairie Airhogs 4-3 here at Uni-Trade Stadium, and they take the series 3-1. We're going to take a timeout, come back to the post-game show. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs Baseball.
Thanks for joining us for Laredo Lemurs Baseball, brought to you by Popeye's Chicken, AEP Texas, Armadillo Homes, Ascending Technologies, Ashley's Furniture of Laredo, Capital Care EMS, Chavarias Plumbing, Core Business Solutions, Driscoll Health Plan, Falcon International Bank, Family Chevrolet, Gold's Gym, Guerra Communications, HEB, iGadget Repair Center, Kaplan College, Laredo International Airport, Laredo Pony League, Laredo Sports Medicine, Mike's Paint Place, Pepsi, Pro Mega Signs, Southern Distributing, Southern Sanitation, Talk and Talk Wireless, TAMU Housing and Residence, Texas Farm Bureau, Texas Inflatables, Texas.
All right, we'll go ahead and pause this and see if we can catch this interview real quick, as Cameron just got a little wet along with Luke Bailey down there on the field.
Thanks, Luke. That's the player of the game, Luke Bailey, with that game-winning hit. Fans, the Lemurs are back home tomorrow night, 7:30 start. They'll play 4 games against the Goblins last week's first one. 7:30, we'll see you then.
In over 40 years, nobody's helped more families achieve the American dream of home ownership than Armadillo. In fact, Armadillo Homes has built more homes than all other builders combined. And there are reasons for this: integrity, responsibility, service, and of course, quality. So if you're thinking about making the greatest investment in your life, think of the one builder who's dedicated its entire life to helping the Laredo family. Think Armadillo Homes, armadillohomes.com. Go Lemurs.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs, now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
We all know we can accomplish more when we're ready. That's why I've chosen Texas A&M International University. I want a 4-year degree and the opportunities that it brings. TAMU has welcomed me and more than 7,000 students from around the world. TAMU empowers me to greatness, ignites my mind, and propels me to my future and my impact. Imagine the possibilities when you're powered by TAMU.
Register.
Since Ascending Technologies opened for business in 1998, of service and integrity, and to perform work of only the highest quality, achieving client satisfaction on every product and small business franchises. Ascending Technologies has the tools and expertise for any technical need that your business may have. Call us here in Laredo at 725-2654 That's 725-2654 for Ascending Technologies.
Capital Care EMS, located at 1510 Calle del Norte, Suite number 11, invites you to experience a new standard in medical transportation, servicing Laredo and all surrounding areas. Capital Care EMS provides transports to wound care treatments, HBO treatments, dialysis treatments, doctor's appointments, radiation treatments, chemotherapy treatments, and many more. From emergency medical transports to x-rays and lab work, our state-certified EMTs and paramedics are readily available 24 hours a day when you need them most. Capital Care EMS accepts most major medical insurances, including Medicare, Medicaid, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, and many more. Capital Care EMS is locally owned and operated. Call now for your free consultation. 956-712-8911. That's 956-712-8911. Capital Care EMS, creating a new standard in medical transportation. Capital Care EMS, the official ambulance of your Laredo Lemurs.
Now it's time for the Laredo Lemurs post-game show. Laredo Lemurs baseball is brought to you by Popeye's Chicken, AEP Texas, Armadillo Homes, Ascending Technologies, Ashley's Furniture of Laredo, Capital Care EMS, Chavarias Plumbing, Core Business Solutions, Driscoll Health Plan, Falcon International Bank, Family Chevrolet, Gold's Gym, Guerra Communications, HEB, iGadget Repair Center, Kaplan College, Laredo International Airport, Laredo Pony League, Laredo Sports Medicine, Mike's Paint Place, Pepsi, Pro Mega Signs, Southern Distributing, Southern Sanitation, Talk and Talk Wireless, TAMU Housing and Residence, Texas Farm Bureau, Texas Inflatables, Texas Outlaw Grill, Tokyo Garden, Total Termite Pet. Now here's Bill Harris.
Walk-off win here for the Style as Luke Bailey over the Grand Prairie Airhogs. For the Grand Prairie Airhogs, Luis de la Cruz for the Laredo Uni-Trade Stadium. J.U.D. Valdez, the corners for the Lemurs, and then Kevin Timothy lead. Well, the Airhogs would come right back in the top of the second inning. Would single, and that would drive home Rob lead in the third inning. They would have the leadoff man again, J.U.D. Valdez, reach on a double this time, and then Abel Nieves would single, and that would put runners at first and third for Laredo. And then Kevin Taylor would come up. He would hit into a double play, but that would score Valdez to give the Lemurs a 2-1 lead at the time. So then we'd go back, and in the top of the fourth inning, the Airhogs would come back and get 2 runs. So it was a back-and-forth matchup there in the early going of the ball game. Chris Elder reached on a single. He stole second base and went to third on a wild pitch. Miguel Castano walked, and so did Josh Etherly, so the bases were loaded. Magruder came up to the plate. He's the top of the order for Grand Prairie. He hit into a double play. That scored Elder. That tied the game up at 2. And then Miguel Castano ended up walking with the bases loaded. Scratch that. We'll rewind that. Ridge Ho'opa'i singled with the bases loaded to drive in a run, and that made it a score of 3-2 in favor of Grand Prairie. They held on to that lead for a long time here in the ballgame. The Lemurs last scored a run in the third. They did not score in the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth innings until the ninth, when it really mattered for Laredo to get those runs. So we'd go all the way to the bottom of the ninth inning, and Juan Silverio over to second base. Peterson got it, but he overran the ball, and then Magruder out. So that sent Peterson over third base. Up the middle. Remember, he fouled a couple of pitches. Nice single that split the shortstop and the second baseman, and both runs ended up coming in to score for the Laredo Lemurs, and that was the walk-off win here for Laredo at Uni-Trade Stadium. So the Lemurs now move to 20-16 on the year, and we'll check the standings for you and see where everybody sits in the American Association South Division, just to make sure we know how all the things are breaking down. Well, why don't we do the scoreboard first, and then we'll check the standings, because after the scoreboard, then the standings make a whole lot more sense, doesn't it? All right, so Kansas City and Three Rivers, they got rained out. They were playing, Kansas City's playing in the Can-Am League this weekend, and they got rained out today. St. Paul 6, Fargo 2, that's a final. Joplin over Wichita, that's the game the Lemurs are the most concerned about. Gary over Lincoln 5-3, and the Sioux City Explorers and Amarillo Thunderheads hooked up. Amarillo wins 6-3 in Sioux City. And, of course, the Lemurs win this one with a 4-3 final. So let's go and look at the standings in the American Association after everything is done for the night. So Joplin is currently 2.5 games up over the Lemurs. The Lemurs jump into second place with the Wichita Wingnuts lost to the Blasters. The Blasters are in first. And let's start that over. The Joplin Blasters beat the Wingnuts. So the Wingnuts are in third place now, 3 games back. With the Lemurs winning, they stay 2.5 games back behind the Blasters. The Blasters are 6-4 in their last 10. The Lemurs are 7-3 in their last 10. So the standings in the South go Joplin, 2.5 games up over Laredo. Wichita is 3 games back. Amarillo 6 back. And Grand Prairie, with the loss tonight, they're 9 games back out of first place in the South. Sioux City leads the way in the Central. They're 25-11. They're 6.5 games up over Gary. And St. Paul crushing things up there. They're 29-7. They are 13 games up over Sioux Falls and Winnipeg. So that's a quick look at the standings, a quick look at the scoreboard, and that's going to do it for the broadcast tonight. The Lemurs this week have come from behind 3 times, and it was something they really haven't done all season long, but tonight they do it here at Uni-Trade Stadium, and they wrap it up with 3 this week. Remember, 1 against Joplin on Wednesday. They won last night as they ended up coming from behind, even though it was in the 6th inning when they ended up taking the lead for the first time. And then they win here tonight with a walk-off victory over the Grand Prairie Airhogs, and the Lemurs take 3 out of 4 against Grand Prairie. So that's it for us tonight. For Cameron Songer, my name is Bill Harrington. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow night as the Joplin Blasters come into town. First pitch is at 7:30. Pre-game show is at 7:15 here from Uni-Trade Stadium. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for Laredo Lemurs Baseball, brought to you by Popeye's Chicken, AEP Texas, Armadillo Homes, Ascending Technologies, Ashley's Furniture of Laredo, Capital Care EMS, Chavarias Plumbing, Core Business Solutions, Driscoll Health Plan, Falcon International Bank, Family Chevrolet, Gold's Gym, Guerra Communications, HEB, iGadget Repair Center, Kaplan College, Laredo International Airport, Laredo Pony League, Laredo Sports Medicine, Mike's Paint Place, Pepsi, Pro Mega Signs, Southern Distributing, Southern Sanitation, Talk and Talk Wireless, TAMU Housing and Residence, Texas Farm Bureau, Texas Inflatables, Texas Outlaw Grill, Tokyo Garden, Total Termite Pest and Control, Uni-Trade Forwarding, Whataburger of Alice. Join us next time for all your Laredo Lemurs action.